Test, 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 test. Hello, hello, y'all. What's going on, dudes? What up, what up, what up, what up, what up? We are doing political debates. If you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop into the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. Why is your brain not good? If you're a Republican or conservative, hop in the box. Call the phone number on the screen. Here's the phone number if you're on the tube. I think we're live on Kick now, too. We are live on Kick today. Tic Tac first. What's up, Chupa? Yellow.
Yellow. What's up, Pickles?
What's up, man? Are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, bro, we've talked a couple times.
That's right.
How you doing with these gas prices?
Not great. How are you doing?
I mean, I drive an EV, so I'm all right. But I hope the ferret's getting food. Is he still kicking?
No longer a ferret parent.
No. Oh, I'm actually sorry, dude. I thought that was a joke. My bad.
You're good.
Was that by choice or did it was it natural?
By choice.
Oh,
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah. That was that was
Got
that
it.
was a long time ago.
Got it. Got it. Well, yeah, man. I think the world's doing pretty a-okay. I just think a lot of people are being hyperbolic about the situation.
Hmm. I don't know, man. I think
I mean, look.
Trump being solely responsible for the world experiencing high gas prices is not good. The fact that all of our NATO allies are upset with us. Everybody who's not a dictator is pretty upset with us.
Sure. I mean, sometimes that's the growing pain, right? Sometimes you got to take the binky away from the baby. Sometimes kids don't like the parents' decision, even though it's the best decision for them. Sometimes the government does things that's unpopular with the people. Uh, I will say, though, it either will be a good decision by the president or maybe not a good decision by the president. And the only way we'll know is by letting time kind of do its thing. And we can assess the situation like we did with Iraq and Afghanistan and all sorts of things. Um,
I don't know if
so,
I feel like the way Trump presents himself, um, being this like strong man, iron fist, doesn't mean that the decisions he's making is always good. And just because it's like the tear of the band-aid effect, you can apply it here, doesn't mean it's good. I think that we're looking at a bad future without NATO. I don't think that uh, Trump has justified his incursion with Iran. I don't think Trump has justified what he's doing to Cuba. I think that you can look at Cuba and look at the amount of people we're strangling and killing, um, with the way Trump has that island surrounded. Meanwhile, we're trying to justify our invasion of Iran with the fact that they're killing their people. I think we've killed
well,
just about as many Cubans now at this point.
listen, the sun has risen, my friend, and the dark days of America sitting by and letting people extort the United States over nuclear weapons like they did in the JCPOA, their bullish demands of sanction relief in exchange for not even a denuking deal, those days are over. We're done. We gave Iran the ability to try to negotiate. They refused to get rid of their ballistic missile program. They refused to stop enriching, period. And they're continuing to demand large amounts of sanction relief, which fund them and fund our adversaries around the world, like Russia, which if you're so against, the relationship with NATO, you should be concerned that Iran is pumping up the Russian war machine with its oil.
So
So
is Trump.
two things can exist. They absolutely can. I agree with you.
It's
The
hypocritical.
difference is,
It's
well, it's
no.
not hypocritical because Donald Trump has effectively told the snake to tighten around Iran and not loosen its grip. And while they control the strait, now we have just as much control with this dual blockade. And you can look at the shipping maps. It is a fact that there is virtually no ships going through the strait. Their
Listen,
economy is
that's not
hurting.
good. The whole world economy is hurting.
I'm not saying it's good. And yeah, that's what happened. Listen, when there's global conflicts to this scale, life isn't going to move on. What I will tell you is I'm sitting charging my car like a bitch because I'm good for the environment, but I'm not paying for it. It's free. But I'm outside Costco, and maybe this is like, anecdotal. The whole parking lot is filled. Every store near it, people are shopping. Everybody's living their
This is a
life. This
cope.
idea of like government cheese and bread lines and all these things where like we're just living in squalor. Listen, I agree with you.
That's
The
a cope.
economy, it's not a cope. I'm telling you, the CPI has not improved. That's not a cope. I'm telling you, Donald Trump has failed with the CPI. I can tell you that. But I can also tell you where we're not failing is letting Iran dictate how much money they're going to make off our nuke deals. We're done with that. We're done.
I think that's a silly stance, right? Like, there's no world in which we're going to be able to negotiate with Iran without giving some sort of concession, right? Unless we just completely obliterate the place. There's no future, right? That we're going to be able to go monitor and make sure they're not enriching more uranium, even if they give it all to us, right? How would we ever know that they give it all to us?
Well, I absolutely agree with you, which is why we're done with the days when I said the sun has risen. The sun has risen where manifest destiny, neoconservatism are now in play. We've seen it in Venezuela. We see it in Cuba. We see it with talks with Greenland. And we're going to continue to see it with Iran. We see it with Taiwan. We are continuing to pressure our global adversaries that they can either get in line.
Those aren't adversaries. What are you doing with Greenland?
Cuba is an adversary. Iran
Dude,
is an adversary.
We made them an adversary. We made Iran an adversary, and we're doing more of the thing that made them. This is not making anything better. This is not. If we are looking at another 50 years.
Which one of those countries, other than Greenland, which one of those countries did I say that's not an adversary?
I was mainly talking about Greenland. And Cuba, honestly, like, the reason they hate us is because we started putting huge embargoes on them in like 1950. And we're like pointing at them and like, look at their failing economy because of communism, and we're fucking them up.
Correct, but they also decided to tango with the Soviets in 1962.
They had to.
And that's fine.
Do you know why? Do you know why they did that?
Whatever decision they made.
No. Why did they put? Why did we have the Cuban Missile Crisis? What happened? What led to that?
Well, it was an arms race. We had weapons along Turkey, and they shipped weapons much closer.
Be specific.
I am. I'm telling you, we had weapons in Turkey.
What kind of weapons?
Nukes. I'm not hiding the fact.
There you go.
Pickles. Yeah. I'm not hiding the fact. I came out and told you Trump failed with the CPI. I can tell you the reason of the Cuban Missile Crisis. I'm not hiding anything, bro. I'm having a conversation with you. I can align.
In what world do you think Trump is a diplomat in this sense?
He's not a diplomat. I literally told you the sun has risen and gone are the days of failed diplomacy. I've said that like probably now
Trump
the third time.
Trump is the biggest failure of diplomacy. Like,
good. He's not making any friends. He's a neocon, bro. He's been a neocon.
I don't know what that means, but he's like a neo-fascist.
No, so a neocon is a neoconservative who believes in essentially using your military to advance either American interests or advance the American way of life by way of military and not relying on the diplomatic stroke of the pen, which unfortunately has not worked with Iran.
It's not going to work with China either.
I would disagree because China, unlike Iran, does not chant unalive to America. China just had a really great meeting with Donald Trump. China has trade partners around the world, including the U.S. China does not fund proxy terror groups around the world. China, for the most part, is not committing even to a close degree.
Why are we doing everything we can to stifle China? Like this, you can say Venezuela, and this is to hurt China.
No, not really. I would say it's to hurt maybe Russia. China is pretty self-sufficient.
This is helping Russia.
I know it's how I just said that. You said we're doing this to like get to China. China's self-sufficient. Their power grid is not oil. They're a nuke nation. They have plenty of reactors around their country. They produce energy very cheap. They're a BRICS nation in name only. They do not need them. China is a self-sufficient country. Iran and Russia are not.
I know,
They
and
don't have
we've
trade partners.
so you're telling me that instead of doing diplomacy like Trump was trying to do last week and got made fun of in his face multiple times, uh, you're telling me that's not an attempt at diplomacy?
No, it can be an attempt. I don't think it's in good faith. I don't think Donald Trump actually is here for diplomacy. I think we are strangling the Iranian state by way of economic pressure, and we are watching them
I think
crumble.
what we're
And we
doing,
are also suffering as well, but we will win that shootout every day. Our GDP is simply too high for Iran to ever win an economic shootout.
I just don't think so, man. I don't think so.
It's a math game, Pickles.
Yeah, I know.
Their money, they will collapse at a much faster rate
We're
economically. We're not even close to collapse. We're still
sp-
positive GDP.
We're well, no,
Not well.
Our debt is below our GDP, man.
All right, ready? We're going to talk about one thing though, and you move to another. My claim was we have positive GDP, and you go, well, our debt. I absolutely agree our debt is high and it's growing, but the debt and the GDP are two different topics. So when I say we have positive GDP growth, what I expect you to say is, yeah, well, okay, let's talk about this then. You can't say, well, our debt is high. Like, okay, but that doesn't negate the fact that we're still positive GDP growth. And that's important when you're talking about an economic war that we're having right now involving the Strait of Hormuz.
No, it is very important to think about the debt. Like we can pretend like our GDP
We'll just talk
is
about
doing
something completely different then.
okay, but
So
debt to GDP is very important. We're talking about how long we can continue this war. If we put ourselves trillions and trillions of dollars into debt, trying to do this and stifle Iran, we're fucked. We're fucked.
That's actually not true. The entire world invests their money into U.S. dollars. The World Bank system is in U.S. dollars. BRICS has tried to diverse its portfolio and move away from the U.S. dollar, and the BRICS nations are all doing really terrible right now. Literally every single one of them, maybe except China, but China's having a rough time right now economically. So
no, they're not.
They are. They have had a suppression. They over the past 3 years, their economy has had a suppression in growth. I'm not saying they're tanked.
By how much?
But
I don't even think that's true. Like they're about to surpass us. They will surpass us.
No, they're not. Their GDP is 17 trillion. We're 27. It's not even close.
Their trajectory is going to pass us. Their trajectory is like this. Ours is like this.
It's just simply not true.
It is true. Watch this.
Watch it. Pull it up on the big screen. Not even close.
Look at this. Woo. United States and China. Look at that. Look at that. New estimate. You see the red? They are going to surpass us.
Okay, but this chart is already incorrect because based on the numbers, this started in 2010? So scroll over because this is forecasting 2016. Its forecast is already wrong. It had pull that chart up. No. Stay on that chart that you're banging your chest on because it's literally incorrect. It's funny. So chat, the thing he just pulled out of his ass is an incorrect prediction that showed in 2017 the GDP would have increased and surpassed the United States, which was empirically wrong. And now we're going to just go on Google Images and run down and find a chart that suits our fancy.
I'll just look it up. I'll look it up.
Just concede, bro. Concede that the chart you brought up was bullshit and wrong.
Dude,
this is why you're bad faith, my man.
Stop it, dude. You know I'm trying to
thumb through. Dude.
No, it's not.
That's bad
You're
faith.
in bad faith.
Yes,
you're sitting here cheering Trump's actions.
I'm not cheering.
Trump
you made a claim.
Trump cannot play
Pickles,
chess.
You just made a claim that China's GDP has a trajectory that's going to beat the United States. You pulled up in front of 400 people watching your live a chart where it showed a surpassing happening in the year 2018, which never happened. So you immediately saw that and you ran off to go find a different map. That is textbook bad faith.
Dog, I sat here and tried to do it at a whim. Chill, dude. chill.
At a
It's
whim,
not
so that
bad
means
faith.
that means what you're saying you don't even know if it's at a whim, because if you're saying that and the first thing you
Dude,
pull up is just
stop it.
categorically wrong,
Stop it.
okay, you're pissed because the graph you
Stop
brought
it.
up is wrong, and now you're hunting for one.
Yeah, I know.
Well, if you know, then
You're
why?
you're like, oh, you clicked on the wrong one. Oh,
You're saying that China is
Stop.
surpassing the United States.
They will,
It's not
dude.
even close.
Right.
They will.
I will concede. I will concede that it has cooled since the last time I looked at this. It
So
has
the
cooled.
sources, trust me, bro.
But look at this. Look, this is what was happening until Trump did this. And while we can look at the trajectory of their GDP cooling because of the tariffs that we've put in place, those tariffs are gone. Besides the 10% blanket tariff.
Okay, I'm not engaging with a grainy map that nobody can see anything on this. So if you want to zoom into the years, or I don't even know what I'm looking at. I see 3 colors and nothing else is legible. The fact of the matter is China's GDP is about $10 trillion less than ours currently.
I know,
period.
I know. But their economy is
I don't
not
think
by
you do
any
know.
means stifled.
That's not because that's not the claim
It's
you
not
just
by
made.
any means.
So
They showed incredible growth last year despite Trump's tariffs.
told you that their economy was suppressing. I didn't say it crashed. I didn't say that it's going in the toilet.
Same thing about ours?
I didn't say anything
is
like
our
that.
economy suppressing too?
You could say that the rate of growth is slowed, but the point that I made earlier was our GDP is positive.
That's bad
and
faith.
You went to
That's
not bad faith. The GDP is positive.
Every year our GDP goes up. That's not magic.
Dude, that's actually incorrect. The GDP does not go up quarter after quarter.
Okay.
In fact, if you knew that, I'm surprised you don't know that,
2 quarters in a row, that's a recession.
Trump. It shrunk under Donald Trump one of the quarters. I'm surprised you don't know that. You could have brought that up and hit me in the face with that.
We almost had no job growth last year. I know.
But job growth is not the only factor in GDP.
That is a huge factor.
I'm not saying, dude, you have this weird fascination of taking what I say and then spinning it to something I never said. Ready? I never said it wasn't
just like
a huge
you were about
factor.
to. You were about to say it's the only factor.
I said GDP, or I said job growth is not the only factor in GDP, and you go, it's a huge factor. I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm not. Your debate style is so weird. It's so weird.
So is yours.
It's not. I'd make a claim and then you go ahead and try to rebuttal it and pull up a graph that's just wrong. And then you frantically search and pull up a grainy thing that your own people and your 400 or 200 people watching
grainy.
are telling you they can't. It's not. The first one wasn't grainy, actually. The first one was perfect and proved that you were wrong. So you ran to go get another one, and your whole chat was telling you it was non-legible. But we'll just sit here and pretend.
Okay.
We'll pretend that China's surpassing the U.S. in GDP, and the source is, trust me, bro, my name's Pickles, and I just know. But I can't show you anything to tell you that. But I'm crazy. One Tesla's crazy for saying and calling you out when you're wrong. Meanwhile,
weird.
I'm up here telling you when I'm wrong. I'll tell you when I'm wrong. I have no pride to swallow when I'm wrong. In fact, I like being wrong because it empowers me the next time I come up on these debates because I know some more stuff. You are just like, well, bad graph. Just trust me.
Dude, you're the one saying bad graph. Dude, the fact that we have a president in office who's doing such a horrible job, you're so upbeat about what he's doing. You're just saying these things like the sun is rising and neoconservatism. This is a disgusting future we have looking ahead at us. We have
so this
Trump.
Is a cool way to pivot that the graphs that you're showing are just categorically wrong.
Okay, I get it. I will even
Oh my God, I
concede.
said the sun is risen. Whoa.
I will concede that
Call me
China's
Herman
GDP
Goring.
growth,
I said the sun is risen.
I will concede that China's GDP growth has been stunted recently. I will concede.
Well, it's funny because when I made that claim, you're like, no, it hasn't.
Yeah, because of the economic things we're doing to them.
You're doing the thing again. I'm not disagreeing because of the quote things we're doing. Obviously, it's the things we're doing to them. What other reason would their economy shrink? My claim was their economy had been suppressed. End period, plane landed. And now you have to concede that. I wish you would also concede that there is no trajectory path by any economist that you can tell me that says China is going to surpass American GDP.
I will concede that. That is new information.
Wow, back to back. I'm proud of you, Pickles.
Thank you.
Getting better.
But without intervention, they were doing great. And this is what Trump has done. Trump has fucking punished all of us in an effort to try to stunt China. He's punishing the whole world.
This is so funny. Like, just genuinely.
right?
China's not, by the way, China, their economy is slowed, but they're fine. China's GDP per capita sucks, but it's really good within its country. So its people in its country have a good life. The people in China are fine. If China was have this terrible relationship with the United States, Xi Jinping would have not invited Donald Trump there and have little Chinese kids with little pom poms dancing when the president landed in Beijing. So,
Right.
I mean,
Sure.
like, come on.
Sure. Trump, what do you say about Trump doing the same thing for Putin? Do we love Putin
The,
now?
uh, the, we don't love Putin, but we don't have a bad. I would not say we have a bad relationship with the Russian Federation currently. I don't think that to be true on the last
I know
administration.
Trump is friends with all of the world's disgusting dictators. Millet, he's friends with Hungary's former dictator. He's friends with Netanyahu. He's made a board of peace of nothing but disgusting autocrats. And that is who Trump is trying to align himself. We are now part of the coalition of bad guys. We are now considered the number one threat to world peace across the world. Trump has
Says
done
who?
that.
Says
Says
who?
multiple polls, actually.
Polls.
Yes. How else do you get that information?
I'm asking you. I've never heard that we're now the number one threat to. You said global peace.
Yes.
Okay. I would ask you to like bring something up, but I really don't care to even have you try because that doesn't exist.
All right. Well,
That this is
I'll
more
just
of
do this.
Pickles. Here we go.
Stars and Stripes
This
U.S.
poor
now ranks.
iPad, bro.
U.S. is named as the biggest threat to world peace, even by Americans. Let's see. Polls 2/3 of
Let's
Germans, the United
expand. Go
States.
back to the Reddit. Go
Hold
back
on.
to the Reddit
I don't like
post.
the
Let's
Reddit.
read
I
it.
don't like Reddit. Hold on.
Oh,
Times of
why?
Israel.
Because
Why do people think their country is the greatest threat? Who people? This one's hard to read. 42%, most common percent. Oh, okay, so Trump is convinced mostly China is, and then Russia, and then no country. Um, this was actually a huge. Here we go. No, that's not what I'm looking for. Threat to world peace. Um.
2016.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Now Germans agree that.
Germans would know a lot about a threat to world peace, wouldn't they?
Ah, here you go, motoring the water.
I'm not muddying the water. I just if you want to say that we can say for sure, you basically I'll even do this. If there are polls that exist that say we're a threat to world peace, I will concede that. But I will go as far though to say a poll is how people feel. It has no
Yeah.
weight. So people can feel a
Yeah.
certain way. Sure, if you want to argue then the sentiment is that the United States is a threat to world peace, I'll agree to that. But you cannot there's no way to quantify like how a country either is a threat or isn't a threat to world peace. I can't even really have an argument on that because it's a poll. So either people agree
How
with it or
else
they
do we?
don't.
How else do we
You don't.
find out what
I would
people's
say
opinions
polls.
are?
Sure, but polls are typically also not right. So,
Okay,
and I'm not
so
saying
when
this one
Trump
isn't.
talks about invading Canada, Greenland, when he is invading Cuba, when he's done it to Venezuela, what he's doing to Iran, who else is doing this much? Is this really just an opinion, or is it just based on fucking fact?
Oh, Donald Trump is absolutely doing this much, but that's what makes Donald Trump different. And I would argue that's probably one of the reasons he was elected because people see Donald Trump as somebody
No,
who does
they said he was going to start
action.
no new wars, right? He turned all the 180 degrees on that.
Well, he really didn't actually. I would agree that he did say those words, no new
Multiple
wars.
times.
I agree. I just said I did, but then I would challenge you to say, explain how a voter who lived between the years 2016 and 2020 and watched Donald Trump drop the largest non-nuclear weapon in Afghanistan, who took out al-Baghdadi of the ISIS group, who took out Soleimani without congressional
They would
approval.
argue that that was an attempt at peace. right? They would argue that that
who went
crushed
out and
people.
attacked Syrian President Assad after using sarin gas. So the president in 2016 was not a no new wars guy. The president in 2016 launched our military into several different campaigns, unaliving
And then he said
high-ranking
we need to get out of the
officials.
Middle East. He said we're going to bring all our troop homes. We're going to get out of all these things. America first, right? Now we're on every side quest possible. Trump is trying to expand the military budget from 1 trillion to 1.5 trillion, and he's calling back American programs, safety nets for these people to do so. This is not America first. It's the exact opposite. When Republicans are in charge, they never do anything to add to those programs. They take away every time. And he's in conjunction with that, he has fucked up the debt. He has fucked up the economy for the whole world. And he's fucked up our relationship with all of these people that we have to trade with. If someone doesn't come in immediately and start repairing all of these relationships we have with our allies, we are cooked. We're fucking
All right,
cooked.
and this, so here comes like the hyperbolic stance of like now the great nation of the United States has fallen, and there's like no way to recover because our allies like don't like us. Our allies are continuing to trade with us day in and day out.
They're also making agreements with each other to not trade with us, multiple.
And that may be true. It doesn't negate the fact that we still trade globally with these people. It also doesn't negate the
That's
fact.
vague. That's dishonest.
That's
dishonest.
So dishonest would be saying no, those agreements don't exist, when in fact I do know they exist. What is honest about my position is I said, I agree with you. And I said, that is true. Just like I said, Donald Trump fucked up the CPI. And just like I said, you should concede with the graph because it was just wrong. I've been honest this entire time, and you're continuing, Pickles, to struggle when you are just having a debate. You go to somebody like myself and you just call me dishonest. I've been nothing but honest with you. And I think everybody in this chat, even if they hate me, would probably say I've been honest on here, and I've called myself wrong at least 3 or 4 times on here when I've been giving new information. So if you want to call me dishonest, I don't know any other person that would come up here and be able to say they're wrong.
We're generally trading with the rest of the world. Sure, dude. But after Trump drafted the USMCA and then went all the way back on it, and who would be fucking dumb enough to make an agreement with him, especially after he put these tariffs on certain countries and claimed they were for reciprocal trade?
The Saudis did.
And
Saudis made a huge agreement. The EU made a revised trade agreement after Liberation Day.
Yeah, and now he has no recourse.
I'll digress.
Right?
I'll digress back
all
to
of
the
these
fact,
things are fucked up
the
now,
GDP,
right?
Not really, because we've already established
all of the
that
tariffs
the
are
GDP,
gone.
That's not true.
Yeah, besides the 10% blanket tariffs, yes, they are. They're all gone.
Wait. So not all tariffs are gone. So you just said all tariffs are gone. I said
already,
that's not true.
I've already
now
told
you revise. So clarify. Go ahead and clarify.
Before in this
Clarify.
argument, before I even said that in this argument, I already told you that we still had a 10% tariff.
So
blanket
why
tariff on
would
everybody.
you just say all tariffs are gone? You
Because
said that, not
Trump's
me.
targeted tariffs that he was using to leverage trade deals with these people, they're gone. They're gone.
So that's not all tariffs then, is it?
Stop it, dude. Stop. You
It's
know what I'm
not.
saying.
Pickles,
All
no,
of the
I don't.
extra
I
over
actually,
and above tariffs,
I
over
actually
everything
do
over and
not
above
know
10%.
what the fuck you're saying.
Yes,
I do not
you
know
do.
what you're
Yes,
saying
you do.
because you
What
come on
did
here and you speak in
what did-
totality.
what did the
You
Sup-
did it with
what did-
China. You did it with their GDP, and
Stop,
now
dude.
you're doing it here.
Stop. I'm sitting here making clarifying statements before and after talking about the 10% blanket tariffs in place. Anything above that, illegal. Trump also promised that these tariffs were paid for by foreign countries, which was a complete lie. A complete fucking lie. 90% of these tariffs were paid for by consumers. That's what we've found out.
Well, sure, the tariffs are not paid by a country.
Oh my
So-
God. Did Trump say the opposite? How many fucking brain dead MAGAs have come up here over the last 10 months that I've had to explain fucking tariffs to? They were shocked and appalled. They're like, no way,
So-
this is no way, there's no way
Or
this is correct.
I would then tell you the majority of Americans before all of this would not be able to tell you how a tariff worked. I think a lot of people got
and
educated.
he took advantage of that. He took advantage
Sure,
of that.
I understand the point where you're coming from there. The assumption that like Donald Trump said countries are going to be paying the tariffs is incorrect. Donald Trump has also lied like 30,000 plus times or whatever the tracker is. Like we've established the no new wars thing. I don't really care what Donald Trump says. I care what he does. And I've never voted. If I voted for Donald Trump based on things he said, I would have stopped when he said grab him by the pussy on the bus.
Yeah.
So if I cared about what he said, I would never have voted for him 10 years ago.
So sad, dude. Why would you even when Trump says the election's stolen? Because you guys run on rhetoric.
There's a few things I like in money, or I like in life. I like money, I like security, and I like money. And that
we're less safe
money,
now, right?
Security, money.
We are less safe now. We're more poor now. So
no, I mean internal security. Like I have a savings, I have a fallback plan, I have job security. My job, the company I work for, I don't know about all companies, I'm doing great. My company, I don't own the business, but the company I work for has been doing great. So I am in a good position.
Every MAGA's cope that I've heard come up here talk about the economy, they're going, well, I'm insulated from the punishment of my bad decisions. I'm insulated, so who cares?
I vote in self-interest. I'm not lying to you.
Fuck, dude.
Fuck, dude. You voted in self-interest? Fuck, bro.
You guys are inherently selfish and gross,
yeah,
man.
God forbid somebody be honest and say when they walk into a fucking poll booth, they vote and what is most important to them. I don't go in the poll booth or whatever and say, you know what? I don't know transgender people in my life, but I'm going to go ahead and vote for Harris because she said she's going to put, more trans rights. Like, sure, like that can be a thing, but I don't vote on that. I go into the booth and I say, who is going to help me? And I think most people say that. And call it self-centered, call it selfish. I don't really care because I'm going to fall back on the things that matter to me when I vote. And it's how I do financially. Am I secure in my inner circle?
You'd be doing way better financially if Harris was in office. You're easily, period. Easily.
Oh, I don't see how that's true.
Easily. We would not have $5 gas.
I'd already told you I don't drive a gas car.
Okay, well, your car still requires gasoline to power the generators that give your car energy, right?
I am charging for free, my friend. Shout out to AAA North America.
Nice. Not every time, though, right? So yes, every time one of your groceries is delivered to the store you buy it from, that requires gas. That causes CPI to go up, right?
I've already told you, ready? This will be the third time that I've said the CPI has not improved under Donald Trump. Should I say it again? I'll say it a fourth time.
Yeah, I know.
All 311 people.
Because
the
Trump...
CPI has not improved.
Thank you.
This is not a cope. It's not thank you. I said this hours ago. I said Donald Trump fucked up the CPI, actually, is what I said.
He did it with something very optional, very controversial, something that we could argue never
my orange
had to take
juice
place.
Is more. Okay, so my grocery bill goes from $300 a month to $500 a month. My life is not derailed. Is it annoying? Sure. My health insurance has been the same, so I don't know if some people have high health insurance. I guess that sucks. I don't know, but I'm just shooting. I also don't know
who convinced you that pulling out of the Iran nuclear deal was good. I think that it takes a major cuck,
oh, here we go,
dum to think that was good.
Okay. So I'm a cuck because I didn't agree with the parameters of the JCPOA.
Yes, because there's no deal that you could even imagine, right? Like if I gave you creative freedom to make any kind of deal in the world, there's no deal in which Iran doesn't have some sort of like economic freedom.
I've already told you I wouldn't make a deal.
I know.
That's neoconservatism.
What's the alternative?
I told you neoconservatism by way of military.
Okay,
we do what we do now, a forceful blockade. We drain their GDP. No, we drain their GDP. It's math.
Okay,
And then what? And then once once their economy fails, there's a few ways that it can go. There can either be a coup in the internal government and people get overthrown. We already know the IRGC is the one in control, not the Ayatollah that they installed. So there's internal conflict now. It's
the son of the Ayatollah now.
No, but I'm saying the people who called the shots with the Strait of Hormuz was the IRGC. This was reported by CNN and New York Times.
I get
it. When they initially reversed and said, we're going to open the straits, this is about 3 days after they closed it, The IRGC said absolutely not and kept the straits closed. That was widely reported by all the reputable outlets.
The
I don't
people we
know.
are sending to do these things, these negotiations, Jared Kushner, J.D. Vance. We don't even have Marco Rubio in this. The Secretary of State. Nobody with any meaningful experience is doing anything here.
Because I already told you, I don't believe Donald Trump is in good faith trying to negotiate. Everything that Donald Trump has deployed right now is textbook examples of neoconservatism, peace through strength. Every single action he's done so far.
That doesn't mean anything. So
of course it does. Well, I mean, in all fairness, you asked me what neocon even meant and what neoconservatism meant.
But
so
there's no
you already didn't know the concept.
There's no end game here with making Iran poor, right? So like they will remember this forever, right? For 50 years they've been screaming death to America. Do you think they're going to stop when there's some sort of coup?
No, not at all. But the difference is they won't have ballistic missiles like the JCPOA allowed them to have.
The JCPOA didn't necessarily allow them, right? There were just no provisions saying that they couldn't do it. So they were making ballistic missiles, but they were not getting nukes, right?
I'm not saying they got nukes. I'm saying they were building ballistic missiles.
We could have easily made an additional deal to supplement the JCPOA. We could have.
For more money?
But
for more money?
What do you mean for more money?
Why the only way Iran makes a deal is if we loosen sanctions and give them money.
Yeah,
that is the whole.
So you don't see a future where Iran's economy just can grow at all ever?
No, I think it can, but it's not going to be at the whims of extorting the United States every single time that they want to make a deal.
It's not extortion. That's just allowing
yes, it
them
is.
Free
Extortion.
Trade.
It's not. Extortion is putting a temporary deal that wasn't a denuking deal and wasn't a remove the ballistic missile. It wasn't a denuking deal. They were allowed to enrich. I'm saying that they were
3.9%, dude.
Pickles, I'm saying that it wasn't a denuking deal, meaning we did not say you could not have nuclear capabilities. We allowed them to continue to have the facilities to be able to enrich, which is important
to
because
3.9.
Yes, but the facilities that are able to go to 3.9 can go to 50 and 60 and 90. It's
but we were supervising it, right? We have no longer the ability.
Yes,
to
we were absolutely
this.
supervising it. The biggest problem with the JCPOA, there's three main problems with it. One, the concessions. We unfroze assets. Why were they frozen in the first place?
Because they were a source of a lot of the T group money, right?
Got it. So we put sanctions on them because they were doing bad things. So one of the concessions. I'll be quick.
Go ahead.
One of the concessions was giving up the frozen assets and loosening sanctions, which allows Iran to make billions of dollars a year in economic growth, which they use to do the next point, which is the next point. The JCPOA did not bar ballistic missile production. I'll repeat, did not bar ballistic missile production. Now, this is important. This is important because the most complicated part of an ICBM is not the enrichment. Enrichment is not hard. It's not. It is the delivery system. So it is Iran having a 10-year ability to continue to use Chinese assets to invest in an advanced ballistic missile program.
And why can they not have a military?
They absolutely can, but we have the right to also limit that as two powers.
Says who?
Because says Manifest Destiny, says every country. It's the power of war.
This is why they hate us. This is why they have T groups, because we are sitting. We're stepping on their heads.
A country. So Iran's never invaded a country
because
before.
Of what?
I'm just asking.
Because of what?
I don't know. Has Iran ever been an aggressor?
Yeah. Because of the things we've historically done to them. Because of the things that Russia has historically done to them.
It goes both ways. Your country has the right to do whatever it wants. If it wants to build nukes, if it wants to do this, but your country then also has the reality of dealing with the current global superpowers, which want to suppress that ability. It goes both ways. You can build up a strong military, but then you also have to deal with the ramifications. Russia did it. They built a strong military. And now, what happened to Russia? Virtually no trade with Russia. They're seen as the bad guy, and no one wants to play with Russia. Why?
Not anymore.
Because they have disdain. Because they built a strong military. They can build whatever they want. Once they build a large nuclear arsenal and they threaten to use that like they have in recent times. No, they have. Actually, they absolutely have. By way of Vladimir Putin himself.
Yeah.
Vladimir
Trump's
Putin,
bestie.
You're doing the thing again. You said no, they haven't. And I'm telling you, Vladimir Putin has directly himself threatened to use weapons of mass destruction. That is a fact. I'm not going to argue that with you. So
and
don't say it didn't happen.
we just lifted sanctions on them, right? The thing you're crying about?
I don't know that to be true. Is it?
We did, yes.
Okay, I'll believe you. I didn't know that.
Yes, we're enabling Russia, the even bigger aggressor, to enrich themselves so they can further invade another country. The thing we're crying, they're doing it so much worse than Iran, and we're allowing them to do it. And you're like, thank God we got a hold of Iran.
I am trusting in good faith that that's a thing. If we are lifting sanctions on Russia, I don't really agree with that. No, I don't.
Yeah, I know. It kind of breaks your whole argument about this strength through peace shit, or peace through strength shit.
Yeah,
it's not a thing.
Sure, I don't agree with that, but I will say the difference, though, and there is a real difference with Russia and Iran, is one has nuclear weapons and one does not.
God. Yeah, so enriching that country that has nuclear weapons is way better.
I'll tell you, because you cannot go peace through strength with a country that has nukes. It's very simple.
Yes, we could, dude.
Ready?
Yes,
okay,
we could.
Pickles, you have a shotgun. And then there's a Pickles that doesn't have a shotgun. And I want to steal something from you. I am going to have better success of going to the Pickles without a shotgun because they don't have the ability to use the weaponry on me. Now, if I want to steal from the Pickles with the shotgun, in this case, Russia, with the largest nuclear arsenal in the world, the odds of you getting in an armed conflict with a nuclear nation ready to go is exponentially high. It's the same reason we don't attack North Korea, and it's the same reason we don't attack Russia.
We should let Iran have nukes, right? We should just let them have nukes. No, we would
stop Iran from getting nukes, because by the time they do get nukes, now we have to tiptoe around them like we do with North Korea and Russia.
All right, so
very simple.
I just think you have
established the money, the ballistic missiles, and then the last point is it is not indefinite.
Silly.
Okay,
this is not a permanent fix to anything. They are going to be screaming death to America no matter who else is in charge.
Yeah, and guess what? They won't have ballistic missiles.
Well, guess what? It's just going to be a matter of time before somebody has to figure out how to get along with these people so they don't stop.
We don't. They're halfway across the world. It is not our problem.
Oh, so now it's not our problem.
No, not to the degree that we have to worry about the power vacuum that happens. Let the Saudis deal with that. Let the Qataris deal with that. That's not our problem.
No, this is Israel's problem. This is Israel's problem, and they've invited us in.
Israel has wiped out their
the way Israel is dealing with that is by funding all of our politicians to be cuck for Netanyahu,
including Harris. Yeah, jackass.
I'm sorry, but Harris was far better.
You stroked off to for 3 months, took the same AIPAC money.
Not even close. Not even close to
Are
Donald
you going to
Trump.
sit on camera to 400 people and say Harris didn't take AIPAC money?
No, I said not close. Not even close.
Did she take AIPAC money?
How much? How much was it?
Yes or no? Did she take money from AIPAC?
You have to be as vague as possible when talking about this.
Okay,
you have to be as vague as possible.
Don't answer the question, because you know she took AIPAC money. So you're like, well, she didn't take as much. Now, fuck that. That's a stupid argument. She took AIPAC money just as the other guy did.
Now, dude,
so
listen,
don't sit up here and say AIPAC is bad.
Did Harris even show up to the last time Netanyahu spoke
You
in
can
Congress?
avoid the question all you want. She took AIPAC money.
You can too. What you're doing is you're avoiding
She took AIPAC money. She also said Iran will never have a nuclear weapon and all options are on the table. That's what she said. You want me to pull up the quote and we can all listen to it?
No.
She was on video saying it during the campaign.
Yeah.
So miss me. Miss me with the
way that we dealt with this
in Israel.
The way that we dealt with this, the Democrats dealt with this, was far better than what y'all have done. Trump pulling us out the JCPOA was the biggest misstep.
Biden went there and kissed the wall in Jerusalem with a yarmulke on.
So did Trump.
I understand. I'm not the one saying AIPAC is bad. You are.
Yeah.
You're
Okay,
saying it.
listen.
Your candidate you wanted to vote for had APAC money.
Which party?
The fuck are you talking about?
Which party was pumping the brakes on sending
Dude,
munitions?
you're so fucking. I can't.
Which
You're
party was
so
pumping the
bad
brakes
faith.
on munitions? Which party was pumping the brakes saying Israel needs to show us plans so they're not indiscriminately just bombing
Not
fucking
G-Side
people?
Joe.
Yes,
Not
they were.
G-Side Joe.
Yes, he did.
The genocide
Yes, he
happened
did.
during Joe's term.
Did Joe Biden stop
Cup
money
your
going
face.
from Israel?
Cup your face.
Did Joe
Cup
Biden
your face
stop?
and tell me that the genocide didn't happen during Joe
You
Biden's
have to be
term.
dishonest as fuck.
Dude, this is so funny.
You have to be so
You're going to sit up
dishonest.
here and act like the genocide didn't happen under Biden because
Yeah,
every
you're right.
single
You're right.
pro-Palestine person will tell you Joe Biden was a failure as well, just
Got
like
it.
Donald
Got
Trump.
it. But Trump was out here saying we need to let Israel
But Trump,
finish
this
this.
is all you
We need
ever
to
do.
let
But
Israel
Trump.
finish this as soon as possible. We just need to let them finish this. We need, and then Trump posting AI images of Trump Tower and fucking Gaza.
Biden let it start, and Trump is letting it
Let
finish.
it start?
So what?
Okay.
Yes, he let it start. Joe Biden allowed the genocide in Gaza to happen for
You're
years before Donald
disgusting,
Trump was
dude.
elected.
You're
I know, it's a fact.
disgusting. You're disgusting.
I'm-
dude. Joe Biden
What
was
did
trying
Biden
to give
do?
he tried to give Palestinians aid, right?
No, not right.
Yes, he did. Yes, he
When?
did. He held
Are you talking
Netanyahu
about the
accountable.
airdrops?
He held Netanyahu accountable for not letting aid through. He said, "Here,
And
you
did
can't even
that
have
stop the
you can't even
genocide?
you can't
No,
even
it
have
didn't.
any money until you show us how you're not
did he put
indiscriminately
sanctions?
bombing
Did he
people."
stop giving money to Israel? No.
He did.
Did
He
did he
did.
put sanctions on
Yes, he-
Israel? No, he didn't. When?
He said, "Hey, we're pumping the brakes on this aid." He withheld aid at one point to Israel. Yes,
When?
he did. Yes,
Date
he
and
did.
time.
All right.
Source.
He officially withheld military aid shipment to Israel in late April 2024. Decisions his administration publicly confirmed and explained on May 7, 2024.
Okay. And was it blocked in perpetuity, or did he end up sending it? Was it
He
a
said,
temporary
"You need
block?
to show me plans that you're not just killing fucking civilians." Trump doesn't care either way. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
And what was the date on that?
April 2024.
To Israel 2024. All right. So it says, yes, in 2024, Joe Biden temporarily withheld or paused some military shipments to Israel, particularly certain heavy bombs. In May 2024, Biden said the U.S. would stop supplying some offensive weapons if Israel launched a major assault on Rafah in Gaza. The administration paused the shipment that included 2,000 and 5,000-pound bombs. At the same time, the U.S. continued providing most other aid and support to Israel, including air defense assistance and other weapons transfers. Congress also approved billions in aid packages that the president signed in 2024.
For the Iron
so
Dome.
Yes, so the two things he stopped were the large ordnance bombs. I'll give you
the
that.
offensive bombs. Yeah. Thank you.
Yes. No. Not just offensive. It was the 2,000 and 5,000-pound bombs. Congress had signed an additional aid package that the president had approved, which included offensive weapons.
After they came out and told
May
us they were going to
2024.
stop,
There you go.
After
So
they
he
came
still
out
sent aid.
and showed us that he's not going to be indiscriminately bombing people. Trump doesn't care. Trump does not.
He
give a
still
flying
sent
fuck.
aid. Nice try. Nice try saying that
Way to
Biden
be vague.
withheld aid. He
Way to
didn't.
be
He
vague.
withheld two specific bombs. And then he continued to send bombs to them, just smaller ones.
He withheld
and money
over
and munitions and everything else.
3,500
May 2024.
bombs. Yes, he withheld.
So
them.
he didn't really withhold a lot.
He
He
did.
didn't.
Yes, he did.
So,
The
so in
fact
May
that Biden
2024, what do you call it when he sends bombs in May, 1 month after he barred the initial shipment in
Were they
in
defensive?
April?
Were they defensive
No.
or offensive?
They were offensive weapons. It says in May 2024, the U.S. continued providing other military aid, not the 2,000 and 5,000-pound bombs, to support Israel, including air
for the
defense
Iron Dome.
systems and other
Air
offensive
defense.
weapons. It says
Okay.
air and Are you fucking that dense? Why do you do that? I
No,
will tell you when I'm
on
wrong.
May
You're
8th,
so I
on
can't.
May
You're so
8th,
insufferable.
On May 8th, President Biden stated that he would completely halt the supply of artillery shells and offensive weapons if Israeli forces launch a full-scale ground invasion into Rafah's
And
population
he
centers.
didn't.
Yeah,
He continued to do
because
it.
they didn't launch
So
that full-scale
he
invasion, did
was
they?
complicit in the fucking genocide,
Okay,
you
you
dink.
don't get to say that. You don't get to say that when
I do
when
get to say
Biden's
that.
trying to
The
hold him
fucking
accountable.
Palestine people
Absolutely not.
say that. Your own
Okay,
people say that.
listen.
They call him Genocide Joe for a
Yeah,
reason.
I
What do you
know.
think? I made it up?
No, Israel passed
Dude,
on a lot of great
keep
misinformation and
deep throating the
propaganda.
mic. It's not going to change anything for you,
Dude,
buddy.
you are nothing but a shill for Israel, unknowingly.
I know.
Unknowingly.
I'm a shill for Israel. That's why the person you wanted everybody to vote for took money from the fucking same country you're talking about.
Okay.
Okay.
Who had
She didn't take
Netanyahu?
that much.
Okay. Who is best
He
friends
took
with
APAC
Netanyahu?
money,
Who's
but not that much.
who's Jared Kushner to Netanyahu?
Can you acknowledge that she took money from APAC?
I already did.
Okay, why did she take money from APAC?
Because, dude, every one of our politicians is supported by APAC.
So is she a shill?
No, she showed disdain. She showed disdain.
She's not. She can take money from APAC, but Trump can't. And her administration supplied all these bombs to Israel to start the damn genocide.
Okay.
And you know it too. You know it because
you can't sit here and tell me how
if there was
bad
any
that
pro-Palestine person on this panel, they would probably come up here and tell me to shut the fuck up.
They would. Sarah, thank you for the $40. Tesla's losing this and this debate, so he starts marking you. Thank you, Sarah. Love you. Oh God, dude, it's so gross, man. It's so gross. Like, oh, they're the same. They're the same, but Trump took more, and he's like best friends with Netanyahu, and his son-in-law is Netanyahu's godson, and he's the one also doing all of the negotiations on behalf of America, but they're the same. Fuck off, dude. Thank you for the kick. W. Sarah's in the chat. Hello, is this a Trump supporter? I think I'm in somebody's pocket. All right, the phone line is going to be turned back on, chat. If you're a Trump supporter, hop in the box. Come tell me why you like Trump. Why are you a shill for Israel? They never respond when you talk about Jared Kushner. I know, dude. There is one person who is an absolute deep throater of Netanyahu, and there's another one who showed disdain, who took APAC funds, but also showed restraint when giving Israel all of the things they wanted. In the history of the United States, every president since like 1950 has been sweet-talked by Netanyahu to go invade Iran. Trump's the only one who did all of the things to convince y'all that this is something necessary and did it for him. Trump lifted that hold on 2,000-pound MK-84 bombs to Israel on January 25th, 2025, 4 days after he was elected. Epstein's in the Trump files. Oh. Chat, I need another energy drink. The phone line is on, chat.
Hey, Pickles.
What's up, Cecil?
Just taking a break. I won't be able to talk long. I'll probably get kicked off anyway. Hey, personal question for you, but I've heard worse. Do you recycle your plastic?
Yeah.
Okay. See, I don't do that. Every day the trash, or every Wednesday the trash guy comes by, and a few hours later another truck comes by to pick up the plastic. And I was reading about it, and sometimes I get different stats than you do. I was curious if you could look into this for me. How much of the plastic that's collected is actually recycled?
I don't know. Where are we going with this?
Well, it's like 5%.
Okay.
Not 5% of the plastics that's made. 5% of what's collected to be recycled actually gets recycled. So, kind of begs the question, if they're coming around in their big diesel trucks collecting plastic that they don't recycle, how is that environmentally friendly? Or is it just a feel good uh, virtue signal that caught on across the whole nation and it's a human folly?
Not everything I recycle is plastic, though. I mostly recycle cardboard.
Okay.
It's just the fact that plastic is very complex. So things that have different mixes of plastic, they can't be recycled. They
Okay.
can't be
Well,
melted
speaking of,
together.
are you familiar with Sweetwater, Texas?
Kinda.
Okay. I only know about it because they have a big music instrument warehouse. I bought bass guitars and electric guitars from there, but it's huge. Um, no, but I saw they were in the news a few days ago. Apparently, they've got a big junkyard there where all the windmills come to die, and they're just laying there, not being recycled. It's a big, hideous mess uh, because of the shape of these windmills. They collect water, and mosquitoes are breeding in them. It's not real pretty, and I think we've talked about this before. Those windmills, if they're lucky, they last 10 years. Um,
It's not
but
true.
yeah, and then the other thing is, I looked into it. Did you know that most of the green energy in the United States is subsidized by the government?
Um, and that's good, but it's 20 to 25 years
Well,
of a
it's not
windmill.
good because it makes it, well, theoretically, it's 25 years. You can't name one that's been around that long. And they're a nightmare to work on. You saw the picture of the two guys that were up there. The thing caught on fire and
What is
they couldn't
dude?
get
What,
down.
dude? You want to know a fun? You know what a fun fact I learned recently? One rotation of a windmill can power a
Uh-huh.
home for 24 hours. One.
Yeah, that's great. Me and my friend drove from Oklahoma to California back in 2019, right before the Rona hit. And we passed so many windmills that weren't doing squat. They were just not moving at all. Uh,
Did you, what, dude? What?
no,
When
but there'd be
people,
one that would be,
did you know that we subsidize oil? Did you know that?
yeah, but not to the tune that we subsidize green energy.
That's not
Now,
true.
globally,
We
nope, I looked
subsidize
it
the
up.
absolute fucking piss out of oil. Far
We
more.
subsidize green energy more than we do oil. Now, globally, oil gets subsidized more, but in the United States, more subsidies go to green energy than to oil and gas. So that's where all the money is. You think that these skeptics are making a ton of money from the oil and gas companies. No, if you really want to make money, you got to go into the green sector. That's where all the money is. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter if your product's any good or
I
not.
don't. I don't see how that's bad. I don't see how that's bad. Like we're
Because
talking
it
about
it
things
it,
that
hardly,
reduce the
it
price of
inflates.
oil.
It causes gas prices to go up.
No, it causes gas prices to go down, dude.
No, not when they're being subsidized by their competitors.
Yes, they
That's not
are.
fair.
Yes, oil has to
Uh,
compete with that. So yeah, they do.
you're not seeing the big picture, but
You're not.
um, it's a boondoggle. I used that word a few months ago, and you guys cracked up. But did you ever look at what a boondoggle is? You had to look
No.
up that definition, see if there's a Democrat next to it, or maybe the high-speed rail system in California. Um, I guess they got past mile two on that, right?
So over time, green energy indirectly affects oil prices by reducing the global demand for oil and power and generating and heating. So it absolutely
Well, of
does reduce
course.
it.
Yeah, a biased green economist would say that. Do you know what a negative
The
feedback
fuck?
loop is?
I can guess what it means.
Okay. Well, did you hear about Bill Gates flipping the script on global warming? It's not the problem
That he's
that
saying
he
he's
thought
not
it
an
was.
alarmist anymore.
No, he's not. He says we got much bigger fish to fry.
Okay.
Much, much bigger.
Well, I don't think Bill
So,
Gates is like the one person anybody listens to for anything.
oh, he's a moron. After what he tried to do to his wife, um, he picked up some disease and then tried to. He was going to dose her with the vaccine or whatever, the medication, without her knowledge.
Oh, I remember
So
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
not cool. But he was a leftist darling there for decades. You guys thought he was the coolest
get
since
out of it,
sliced
dude.
bread.
Trump will forever be a shit stain on your party for the rest of history, dude. Nobody will ever understand. We look at people like Mussolini talking, and the people
Mhm.
that he absolutely just in like were just tantalized by his charisma. He was a fucking moron, dude. We look at it now. People are gonna look at Trump in 20 years and be like, "Who the fuck was buying this
They said
shit?"
that about FDR. But history started before 1989. You're not some sort of presidential scholar, are you?
No,
Okay, so you have no idea what a scumbag Lyndon Baines Johnson was. Have you ever looked into that?
tell me about
He
it.
makes he makes Donald Trump look like a choir boy, literally.
Well,
He was the most crude, vulgar person. Um, Many books have been written about him. Claims like "This is your president, scoot over," and he's sleeping with staff against their will. He was known to break out his Johnson in the middle of meetings to show everyone how big his Johnson was. I know it's ironic; his last name is Johnson. Um, and then, if you really want to get into it, he was one of the first Democrats known to have I don't know how much I could say. You should just read the books about it. He's accused of all sorts of heinous things.
nobody will ever trump
Eliminating.
Trump's. Nobody will ever
Well,
do
yeah,
worse than Trump.
you'll never crack a book about it, so how would you know?
Dude,
There's more than just what you find on your fingertips at your computer. There's more history out there than what's available to you. Um, all the graphs and charts that you pull up. By the way, we can't read the darn charts. When you pull up a graph and you say, "Look here, look here, look here," I pulled it up on my 65-inch TV and I still can't see what the hell you're pointing at. Um, which tells me you've got no scrutiny whatsoever from any of your followers. They'll just yuck it up and take whatever you spoon out to them with no question. No one
you're
has ever said,
scrutinizing
"Hey,
me, right?
I am," but I'm telling you, yeah, but I'm not one of your. I guess I am one of
There's
your followers.
there's a
Uh-huh.
ton of people that watch me regularly that hate watch me, and none of them have come
Uh-huh.
up and been like, "Hey, here's a graph you showed, or here's some information you spewed, and it was completely incorrect." How
It's
many
because
times
we
have you
can't
seen that
see it.
happen?
I can't see your graphs.
But
I
I
can't see
constantly
anything on
spout
them.
off numbers, percentages, and data. I have it almost memorized by
Uh-huh.
now.
I know. Um, what about the Cato Institute? Did you do any research to see how they collect their numbers on
For the polling,
left wing? Uh-huh.
we talked about this, and I can just solve this right now. Hey,
You
commenters,
pivoted.
anybody who's MAGA, do you guys think Alligator Alcatraz was bad or good? Do you think it
And
was a
that's your
violent?
litmus test. And that's your litmus test.
What is that tapping noise, dude?
I don't know. My chair.
It was a
I
waste of
gotta
money.
kick ass. Hey, Pickles, before I get booted, I'm sure it'll happen any second. Are you gonna have your music show this Friday?
No, I'm gonna be traveling.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're going out of town. Oh yeah, I wanted to send you something on the Amazon Prime. I mean, it'll ship from them, but it's got to go to your address. So how
Send
do
me
I
what
do that?
item it is, and I can throw it on my Amazon wish list.
Okay, that's fair enough. It's under $7. It's kind of a neat thing I used to eat watermelon with. I think you'll like it too.
Okay.
All right. Well, my 15 minutes is up. I got to get back to work. Have a good day, buddy.
Ugh, all right, all right. Someone just paid to kick you too. That'd be Georgia. Georgia, let me know. Can't say on here, right? You got it down
I'm
yet?
trying. I'm getting better, man. I'm getting better, dude. Okay. But that last caller was like spot on again. It's like I'm listening to him and I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna one up this guy. I mean, he was really good, dude.
The last person I just
He
talked to,
hit you.
or one before?
Yeah, the one that just got off. He was
What did he
spot
say?
on. And
What
it's
was the
like,
big thing he said?
well, you don't show like the graphs and shit. You're very vague with them and you kind of like just say numbers. You just said all I do is say numbers, bro. You don't come with facts, Pickles, a lot
Dude,
of the time.
how
You're,
else am I
you
supposed to show you guys
misconstrued.
stuff? Last
You
time we talked,
misconstrued.
this is what we looked at, and we went over this in depth. right? Does anybody not get what this chart is showing? This is years at the bottom and the price of gasoline per gallon on the y-axis.
Okay, now Pickles in 2000 and okay, so when was Trump's first term?
2017 through 2021.
Okay. No, then this chart is lie, bro, because gas prices were trending down under his first term before COVID hit. So pre-COVID, the gas prices were trending massively down to like $2 a gallon. We already agreed on that, right? So your graph is not right then.
What is this right here?
Where are you getting it?
What is this? Is that
That's
the lowest part of this
2016,
chart?
right?
That's the lowest part of this chart,
Is that
right?
2016?
That's lower than this mark? Is it lower?
What year is that, bro?
I'm not telling you yet. What year is this the lowest point in the chart?
Yeah, when Trump was in, yes.
That wasn't when Trump was in. 2016.
So hold on. Pickles, you're gonna sit here and tell me that Trump didn't hit a historic low in 50 years pre-COVID? Is that what you're gonna tell me?
No, he didn't. No.
Okay, so it's in 2020 then, right?
It still wasn't lower than Obama's.
When was? It's like, holy shit, I don't even know when COVID is. It's been forever. When was COVID? It was at the end of his first term, right?
It was like 2020 March, yeah.
2019?
2020 March. 2019
2020.
December
Okay.
is when we first what's it called?
Yeah, so again, Pickles, hold on, bro. No.
First found it.
You understand, Trump, he hit an historic low for gas prices, bro. In within 50 years, bro, like 1960 something.
It wasn't. You're already wrong.
No, bro, where are you getting this chart from real quick? Let me get on my computer, bro. Where's this chart coming from?
Nobody still has I actually heard someone talking about this recently. When Obama got his hands on doing stuff for gas prices, he had the most effective hit on gas prices and reducing them. You see this giant dive? That's Obama.
Okay, Pickles, hold on. So in 2020, pre-COVID, you're telling me he didn't hit the lowest price.
No. It was pretty low, but it wasn't the lowest.
So Obama got it under $1.77. I'm not finding that, bro.
Obama's lowest gas prices versus Trump. Obama had the lowest gas price of $1.69. Trump had $1.77.
Where you find that at?
EIA. EIA.gov.
Yeah, maybe he was buying it from the Iranians, giving him all that money. But hold on, let me look at this really quick because I think you're lying, Pickles. This is factcheck.org. Is that a good enough one for you?
Sure.
Okay. So during Obama's presidency, 2009 to 2017, the average U.S. gas price was $2.95 to $2.97 overall.
That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the lowest point, not the lowest average.
Yeah. Okay, but here's the thing. Under Trump, bro, pre-COVID, did it not go to like $1.50?
It's not good.
What do you mean it's not good, Pickles?
Because that was
We already
hurting
know.
oil companies. Do you know that there's a Goldilocks zone for what oil should cost for oil companies to stay?
Yes, hold on,
profitable?
Pickles. I understand the OPEC deal, okay? We had massive amounts of oil stockpiled, right? And we told the Saudis, we're like, hey, pump the brakes. Do you agree with me?
Mm-hmm.
That's
For
what
2
the deal
years.
was, right?
Yeah,
For 2 years. Yeah, he's like, hey, slow down.
Or
okay,
else we're
pump
not
the
going to
brakes.
trade you military weapons or defensive anything, right?
We're friends with the Saudis, bro. He's dabbing them up, dude. Okay. These guys are hanging out on the weekends at Mar-a-Lago,
Yeah, I know.
sipping martinis.
Giving him billions of dollars
wouldn't you-
for
but Pickles-
golf tournaments that have now failed. Yeah.
Pickles, I would rather be friends with the Saudis than the Iranians, bro. So yeah, we produce a lot of oil off shell exploration companies, but being best friends with the Saudis when they can just turn the switch right back on, don't you think that's amazing?
They were pissed at us. They told Biden go kick rocks. So they're not friends with us. They're friends with
They
Trump.
made the deal, bro. What are you talking about? We
They
understand,
hated
Pickles,
it.
that like
They hated
hold
it.
on, Pickles. We understand that COVID really fucked up the supply and demand for gas, right? I agree that that's what happened. When COVID happened, none of you motherfuckers in the Democratic states were driving around. You guys were all sitting in your houses ripping bongs, okay? And zooted out of your mind. Florida never closed down, Pickles, and it was $1.40 here.
Yeah, and they saw the largest inflation rates in the country for years to come too, because of their shitty policies. Someone already paid to kick you, Splinter. Have a good day.
No, man, come on.
W. George is in the chat. Ah! The downtrend of gas prices during Trump was not a good thing to a certain degree. Just wasn't.
Bro, back for round 2, dude. What the fuck is up, dog?
What's up, man? You got some weird background noise going on. Can you help me out?
All right, dude. So where we left off yesterday, bro.
Hey, first of all, no slurs today, right?
Slurs. Now explain what a slur is, bro.
Making fun of like mentally challenged people, calling them the R slur, saying the F slur about
Right.
gay people.
Okay,
You
so I'll
got
just
that?
say slow bus then. Right, gotcha.
Sure.
So, like we were talking about yesterday, you're over here coddling the T groups. Now,
Who's
when will
coddling
you
T
fully
groups?
admit? Okay, listen, Chud.
What T groups did I call?
When will you fully admit that you coddle T groups like Hamas, Ayatollah? Like literally, the moment we went to war with Iran, Democrats immediately ran to the regime. Instead of helping and supporting the people, you decided to support the government that was shooting the people.
This is just some
Now-
right-wing rhetoric, dude.
No. This isn't some random shit, bro, because there's video proof of every last one of you Democrats on TikTok in sequence, bro, making videos of, oh, Islam is so great and we must get rid of dogs and, oh, we hate Christians and
Get rid
white
of
people.
dogs.
Okay, dog, you're white, bro. They're not talking about white Christians, bro. They're saying we hate white people, dog. You're
Who's
included
they?
in that mixture. You're not brown. You have no melanin in your
Who's
skin,
they?
dog. Who's they? Okay, yeah. So you're just gonna play stupid then.
No, I'm trying to get clarifying.
So your debates don't even you're not even valid, bro. You just make up random shit.
Can we
Dog,
get to an
at
actual
least if you
point?
stand with somebody, stand on it, dog, and at least be honest about it, bro.
I don't support.
I can imagine
I
these
don't
people that you're
support-
supporting in the background, they're like, at least say you love us.
Okay,
I mean,
I don't support
you
Hamas.
rally with these motherfuckers.
I don't
no,
support
dog. You rally
Iran.
with these motherfuckers, bro. They wear green headbands every time you rally, bro. Don't play stupid, dog. We all
Are you
see
just
it.
talking about Palestine? Palestine?
We all see it. No, dog. We see it in every rally since 2020, bro. Every rally has included a free Palestine argument, dog, with you guys chanting death to fucking America
No, that's not true.
constantly.
It's not true.
No, it's true, dog. No, don't play stupid, dog, because we all see it. You wanted
Bro,
an honest
you're not
fucking
gonna-
debate, dog. At least give me an honest fucking answer.
All right,
Stand
I'm
on
gonna
what
give
the
you an
fuck
honest
you say,
answer.
dog, and stop being a pussy.
I care about the Palestinian people. I think Hamas is bad. Hamas is a product of Netanyahu and his actions. I think Netanyahu is even worse. I think he's the bigger problem. I think he's a bigger terrorist. I think he's a bigger threat to world peace. I think that you guys are shilling for him unknowingly, talking about hating Islam.
Okay, so
especially when it comes
Netanyahu,
to
right?
America.
You're blaming Netanyahu. Let's go back to Khamenei, right? Because this is where we're at with the war, right? This is who we're warring with. Dog, Khamenei literally shut off the power, what, a week before Trump even did anything? And literally slaughtered his own people who were protesting against him.
And what are we doing to Cuba
And you
right
guys
now?
all play stupid and say it was fake.
No one said it was
Their
fake.
own people were crying in videos, dog,
Stop.
videotaping.
You
it.
have to straw man
And
every
then
one
the
of our
next
positions.
morning, the news showed a videotape of them scrubbing the blood off the fucking concrete.
Dog, nobody
And
is
the
cheering
world
for that.
still
You're
played
cheering
fucking
for
stupid, dog.
Hey man,
and then a
can you
week later,
can
in Nigeria, they
can
had
you-
a fucking terrorist attack, bro, where they killed
Stop.
thousands of fucking Christians.
Stop.
The same
What are we
people
doing to
you
Cuba
rally
right
with.
now? What are we doing to Cuba right now? Do you
Dog,
know?
what about Cuba?
How many people have died
What,
in
we
Cuba because
kicked
of
out a
Trump?
dictator, bro? What, you sucking up to him too?
No,
you
no,
know
no.
Mussolini
This
himself used chem weapons? Did a mass genocide on his own people?
All right. Can you condemn the actions of the Trump administration in Cuba? 32,000 dead. 32,000 dead. Are we the bad guys now? Are you a terrorist supporter now? 32,000.
So you like chemical weapons?
What? Why do
Explain
you keep
that to me,
straw manning?
dog.
You're like, you
from
like
Mussolini,
terrorists.
dog.
You like chemical
You
weapons.
like chemical weapons.
You're the one, dude.
When?
Your guy Trump is backing Netanyahu's use of insanely
100%,
horrible
dog.
weapons.
It's a tea state, bro. They literally have free trade for human beings out there, dog. It's an actual slave country.
So you're okay with him like
You
bombing
enjoy
civilians?
slavery now? No, dog.
What
You're
the
literally
fuck?
supporting Palestine that has an actual slave trade. Dog, explain that to me. What the fuck is your logic behind that?
So we should kill them?
Dog, so you support them?
No,
You're gonna
you just say.
platform these
Listen,
motherfuckers? You're gonna give them an excuse?
we hate slavery so bad we just gotta kill
No,
everyone
dog,
involved.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit because you support Gaza and Palestine that has fucking actual slavery. That's bullshit, dog, and you lied to everybody on your fucking live.
Nobody wants slavery. Nobody's for slavery.
That's bullshit, dog. What is socialism? Who the
my
fuck is gonna
God.
work for your free
You
shit,
tell me.
dog?
Tell me what socialism means.
Who's gonna work for your free shit? Answer the fucking question. It's simple.
Workers own the means of production. That's what socialism is.
When the fuck
Workers.
is slavery gonna happen,
Workers.
dog? Because nobody's gonna work, dog. You said
Workers.
nobody has to work under socialism,
Who
right?
owns the means
Everything
of
is
production?
free.
Who owns the
No,
means of
dog.
production?
Everything is free and
Workers.
nobody fucking works, dog. Right?
That is-
That's your goal.
That is a
the
fourth
fucking
grader's
slogan.
version of socialism. That is a
Dog,
negative
that's
IQ
the
version
fucking
of socialism.
slogan, dog.
not
Nobody
true.
fucking works for free,
That's
dumbass.
not, nobody's talking
So
about
when are
that.
you gonna
Nobody
start
nobody
forcing
wants
people
free
to work
shit.
for your free shit?
Dog,
You want free shit. Dog. That's exactly what the fuck you want. You
I'm
want to be
so
a lazy
sorry this
pussy
is
at
happening
home,
to you.
dog,
I'm so
and not
sorry this is
fucking work for
happening to
shit
you.
in your
That's not
life,
how
dog.
socialism works.
It
That's
is,
not how it
dog. That's
works.
exactly how the fuck it works. It's
No, it
all
doesn't.
concentrated power under one fucking person.
No, it's not. That's actually the opposite of socialism.
Yes, it is, dog.
That's
How
the
the fuck do
complete
you not
opposite.
say that, bro?
That is the complete opposite of socialism, actually.
And how the fuck are you gonna make everybody equal when there's fucking apartment buildings and fucking mansions, dog?
What are you
Somebody's gonna get the
talking about?
fucking shaft.
You don't understand what
Somebody's
socialism
gonna get
is.
the shaft, dog. Somebody's
You're
gonna
so
get fucked
sad.
off.
You're
And
so
somebody's
sad.
gonna be more loved than the other, and then somebody's gonna be fucking hurt about the shit in the end.
Can you tell me what a
Dog,
co-op
it happens
is?
every
Can you tell me what a
fucking time,
co-op?
dog, it's a power struggle.
Can
And
you
you
tell me
want to
what-
make everything equal across the fucking board like some fucking pipe dream.
All right. Marcella, thank you for the $40 for the kick. Can't lose any more brain cells listening to this dog every other word. Thank you so much. Guys, it's rich people on the right giving you all sorts of messaging to make you upset about the fact that we want to tax them. So they're like, oh, people just want free shit. No, socialism is where the workers own the means of production. So if Walmart were a socialist company, instead of one person controlling Walmart and making all of the profits, the workers at Walmart would get a profit share. They would have a say in how that company operates. Nobody's not working in this scenario. You're completely brain dead. You're brain dead. You're angry at nothing. Yeah, I think you get angry at everything. Dude, what I would give to be that dumb and stoked about how bad things are. What I would give to be so ignorant and bliss, dude. I'm not even a socialist. I'm a social democrat, meaning I like capitalism. I enjoy the fact that capitalism creates competition, and we could also share the wealth a little more equally. We can evenly distribute that wealth. If you don't work in socialism, it doesn't mean you just get all of this free money. But we do believe in social safety nets. That happens in capitalism too. In every single country where they have a social democracy, like all of the all the Slavic countries, all of these countries have a higher level of social and economic freedom. They rank higher, every one of them. Meaning, if you're somebody who wants to be successful, you can be successful. Your chances of being successful are higher. I'm sorry, Nordic countries. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Hello?
Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that? I couldn't hear you.
Is this a Trump supporter?
Yeah, of course.
Cool, man. What do you like about Trump?
So I'm from Queens, New York. Trump is the man. He's a Queens boy through and through. I know he's a felon. He's been convicted of crimes, yes. But I mean, just because he's been convicted doesn't mean other people ain't criminals, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because I didn't get caught for a crime doesn't mean I didn't commit it, you know what I'm saying?
I think the average American commits about 3 felonies a day.
Exactly. So how can we blame our president for committing felonies?
Because Trump is supposed to be, this is a cult of personality problem. So, like, I think that what you like about Trump is a lot of his, like,
I don't agree with a lot of the politics. I'm sorry. Continue. I'm sorry.
I think what most people like about Trump is his willingness to attack the other side of politics, which is inherently a bad trait of a leader. When a leader is pitting each other, like pitting us against each other, and then in turn enriching the absolute fuck out of himself, I think that's bad. We should call it out every time.
You know, he's suing the IRS, I learned last night, and for like 10 billion. And also
it's not 10 anymore.
Wait, what? Could you repeat that?
Yeah, so now it's 1.7 billion, and he's giving it to the J6 rioters, many of which were rearrested for child SA, for murder, for all sorts of bad stuff.
What is the J6, if you would mind clarifying?
January 6th insurrectionists.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. I'm a Trump supporter, so I try to block these things out mentally, the bad things that he's done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't disagree that they bad. I'm just saying he's not as bad as y'all is making it about to be.
Dog, do you know who Enrique Tarrio is?
I've heard of him. He rings a bell. I don't know exactly.
It's the leader of the Proud Boys. Yeah. Proud Boys is a white supremacist group.
I'm black.
Well, Trump has released this guy from prison. He was found guilty of seditious conspiracy, meaning he had a written out plan with all of his friends to go overthrow the United States government, and they tried to enact it on January 6th. That person was found guilty in trial. Trump has pardoned this man, and he's going to give him part of this $1.6 billion, $1.7 billion.
What? Do you mind telling me his name again so I could check this out?
Enrique Tarrio. I think it's RRIO.
Very interesting. Is there another topic as well? I mean, because he's going to lose on all these topics that I'm talking about right now. I just wanted to get that straight out the gate and be honest. I know he's not perfect, but he's done a lot for the American people. At least he started out doing a lot for the American people. Then he said he was going to do the same thing he did the first term, but then he went 360, went to his buddy Netanyahu over there and sold us out.
I agree. I think that Trump didn't really do anything in his first administration. He golfed 1/5 of his presidency.
He kept us afloat because before, I mean, I hate to bring Biden up and whatever, but he kept us afloat. We was drowning before, right? Drowning.
Are you talking about
and now, Obama? Obama, Biden, whatever. We was drowning. I mean, Obama, he was all right. He was just a political puppet theater. You know, they all are, but Obama was especially.
I think that
You
you
know,
have a
they
bigger
faked his
case to
birth
make.
certificate. They
Dude,
faked his birth
no,
certificate
they did
to make
not,
him
dude. What the hell?
president. Yes, they did.
No, they didn't,
It's
dude. That is
proven.
a that is not proven. That's
Big
a
Mike.
conspiracy.
Do you think it's a conspiracy that Big Mike is a man?
Oh my God, yes, I think that's a
Just
conspiracy.
honestly.
Yes,
Oh,
she
okay,
has two
okay. All
children.
right. I just want to know where you stand on that.
Yes, that is
I mean,
disgusting. That is disgusting transphobic take, man.
no, I'm not transphobic. I'm actually bisexual.
Okay, that doesn't make any. Those two things
I
can
just
coexist.
say, you know, do it out of the closet. Don't do it behind. And then also, what about the Obama administration? His cook was found face down in like 4 inches of water, drowned. How does that happen? He's an avid swimmer. I know they say black people can't swim, but Lord have mercy, 4 inches? That's ridiculous.
I've never heard this part, but I think that we have
Yeah, and then also
Trump covering up the Epstein files is pretty problematic for me.
Definitely. And you know, so listen, I used to be 100% Trump. Now I'm 50-50. But there's no other candidate that I can foresee in the near future taking over for Trump. J.D. Vance is a total puppet. He's a fool. He's getting honeypotted left and right. Erica Kirk and his wife by Israel. And it's like, what can we do?
We can just vote Democrats.
Who else can save us?
Just vote for Democrats. We balance the budget. We give people more health care, more social security. We give people more food
Who's the
stamps.
Democratic nominee?
We've got a few. We've got a few front runners. Pete Buttigieg. We've got Kamala Harris might run again. We've got we got Gavin Newsom. I think Gavin Newsom might be the leading candidate, but yeah, I challenge you to just look at this through a lens of economy and just do your best to see who creates more jobs, who balances the budget,
You know,
who doesn't go to war for fucking weirdos.
I
Who's
do
said
have
no?
to agree. I do have to agree with everything you're saying. I concur 100%, right? But I think it's not what Trump wants to do. It's what he is doing, because I believe that Netanyahu and his peoples are hanging blackmail from the Epstein files and God knows what else that we don't even know about. JFK files, who knows? You know, they holding blackmail up against him and his buddies.
Yeah,
and he's trying to protect his buddies as well as himself.
Yeah, I prefer somebody who can't be blackmailed, like Trump, who has a very, very colorful past. He has been found doing some atrocious things.
But, you know, if Kamala Harris, you know, how did Kamala Harris came on the scene first? She was a groupie for Montel Williams.
That doesn't do anything for you politically.
But listen. So Trump's been in like the public eye for a long time, right? Like he's been in Home Alone, Trump Towers. He's been in the public eye and entertainment industry for a long time.
And if you dig into that,
so if somebody was in the public eye like that, he's gonna have haters and he's gonna have people who follow him, right?
Same thing with
and the haters, they're gonna look for whatever they're looking for, and they're gonna find it.
Same thing with Kamala.
I'm sure if they was digging up, I'm sure if they dig up whatever on Kamala, camel toe, they're gonna find that she's just as bad, you know.
I get it, because she's a woman.
So it's like picking the lesser of two evils. No, not at all. I actually regret voting for Trump this last time, and I'm thinking it would have been better. I mean, I know for a fact it would have been better if Kamala came into the presidency. Like now, what's going on in the United States, they cutting off my health insurance. I gotta pay $1,200 a month. I make $40,000 a year before taxes. They take 30%. The rest of that goes to food, rent, and that's it. And insurance.
Yeah, Trump did
I can't
that
go to the
sure.
club. I got child support. They're gonna put me in jail. They finna put me in jail. That's Trump, you know, and Trump's my homeboy. You know, cause I got a family out in New York from Queens, and that's where Trump is from. So like I had like that, like, you know, like, oh hey, I had that pride, that city boy pride. You know what I'm saying? and now I see that I was wrong, but I still support him as a person. And I hope he gets help and redemption. And I hope he gets baptized again because he is Jewish. He has a rabbi. He turned Jewish in 2017, and he denies it. I don't have a problem with Jewish. I don't have a problem with anybody, right? But if you are, say it. Don't lie. You know, so that's what's been turning me off lately about Trump. But at first, I did love him. I would have took a bullet for him on my dead homies. No cap.
He wouldn't pee on somebody if they were on fire. He has spent his whole life grifting, ripping people off, not paying his
No, he would
workers.
pee. He would just sell you the pee. He would call it Trump urine.
Listen, dude, I don't think we have much to talk about. I think you're on the fence. Maybe you should take a back seat and give it a listen. For
All
a
right. I just call. Basically, I'm calling in. I supported Trump at first. Now I don't. I have PTSD. I don't support him politically, but I like him as a person. Don't be so quick to crucify him, y'all. What would Jesus do? That's all I'm saying.
All right, man.
Peace out. Be safe, brother, and nice talking to you.
You too, man.
Thanks.
What's sad is I just can't tell if that's a troll or not. People's politics on the right are so weird. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter, you don't want to debate, hop into the box. Oh. Oh, guys, what are we going to do with these people? Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
What's up, bruh?
What's up? Is this a Trump supporter?
Man, it's your boy, man. We talked like 2 weeks ago. We was talking about your grandma praying. I had to deliver a load, remember? And drop off or pick up another trailer.
Oh, yeah.
And you and your audience deserved more respect, and I'm sorry that we couldn't continue that conversation. But yeah, if you remember, I don't vote. I'm not a Democrat, not a Republican, not independent. But yeah, to just pick up on what the last guy, I don't know what the heck he was talking about. He talking about Trump needs to be baptized. I mean, come on, bro, you bisexual. It sounds like you need to be baptized and resave yourself, recommit. But yeah, about the caller before him, where you all were talking about socialism, he made a good point that really stuck out to me. You have mansions, you have regular homes, you know, different classes of homes, for lack of better terms. Somebody has to live in those homes.
That doesn't,
And I guess
socialism
I never
doesn't
really
break that. Dude, can you describe to me socialism? What is in one sentence, what's socialism?
Well, I just know like socialism, like there's throughout history, you know, there's been nothing good come from socialism.
You're just repeating propaganda. What is socialism?
Like all honesty, the correct definition, I could not give that to you.
Socialism is where the workers own the means of production. So instead of Walmart having a CEO that makes 90% of the profits, those profits are more evenly distributed through the
Profit
workers.
share, and profit share, and I heard you explain that to him.
Yeah, that's
But
what
like,
socialism is.
if there's such a, if there look, so like, why would the people that want socialism, why would they force that on everybody else in a capitalist country that doesn't want it? Why don't they just go to a place that has socialism and experience it? Why do people escape socialist countries, and move to a capitalist country?
I don't know. For the same
see what I'm
reason,
saying?
people who like Trump don't go straight to an authoritarian country because that's what they like about Trump. But socialism doesn't exactly
listen.
like the type of socialist programs that Democrats are for are not true socialism. They're like universal health care. We can see that all across the world, every single country that has had a single payer healthcare system has flourished economically in every single way possible. And if we did it here, we would save money. We would pay about half as much. That's the thing.
And you
So
could
what they're
be
telling
right.
you,
But like the last guy said about his insurance, right, where it's $1,200 a month. What about Obamacare? Obamacare Like that's the reason why we're in the situation where the insurance companies got all this money. The people didn't get the money for the
That's
insurance, and
the
now that
only
the
thing
stuff's
that broke
running out, and
the thing that broke Obamacare was the changes made by the Republicans. So the ability to opt out. So what that also effectively did was the people who had pre-existing conditions were not able to be insured, such as like I have a stepmother. She's got all sorts of health problems, and the second that she lost her job, she tried to sign up for another for a healthcare program. Nobody would take her, and if they took her, it would be like an egregious amount of money each month to be covered, and they would eventually just drop her.
okay, that okay. So now I want to counter that because I work with a guy. His name is Pat. He's 73 years old. He has no retirement now. He still happen to work and drive trucks. And the reason why is because when Obama started Obamacare, his wife had cancer. So she got knocked off of his insurance because she had a pre-existing condition. So I hear you blaming it now on Republicans, but I personally know somebody who had to go through his whole retirement because he couldn't let his wife die, and he's 73 years old, still driving trucks today because of the pre-existing condition
Under
that happened
universal
under
health care,
Obamacare.
we
And he
wouldn't
had,
have those issues. We wouldn't have those issues. We have, I think it's like
well,
12,000
well, maybe
people
it
die
wouldn't
every
be a
year.
bad thing.
Yeah, it would be a great
Yeah.
thing. And
And
what rich people have done is they've created all sorts of messaging for you to misunderstand what it is, to misunderstand what the policies are on the left, so that they don't have to take a hit in taxes. It costs much less for them to rally and pay hundreds of millions of dollars to politicians who go around crying about socialism and how everybody's a Marxist or a communist or some shit on the left. Meanwhile, they're just raking in money. They're just like, hey, Trump's going to give me a 4% reduction on my taxes. I can pay $100 billion and still make money doing that. I can
but
pay
there's
Trump
people that's
$100
making
million.
money on both sides. And you said another thing, Pickle. You said, that vote Democrat, they'll balance the budget. Have Democrats ever balanced the budget? But
Yes.
Republicans definitely haven't balanced the budget. When? Because
Clinton.
what are the stats? How much debt were we in 2000?
So let me show you this chart.
In year 2000?
I'm about to pop it up on the screen. You're going to be able to see it if you minimize the phone call.
Hold on. Say it one more time.
If you minimize the phone call and look at the screen, I'm showing you a graph, all right? And you can see the trajectory of the deficit by president. So when Bush Sr. was in, he fucked up the deficit. Clinton came in, literally balanced it. We had a surplus, dude. We had more. In 1995, 1996, 1997 is when we saw a literal surplus in the deficit. Bush came in and he fucked it all the way up. And at the end of his presidency, he handed off Obama this giant bailout, and he even spent all of this money, and Obama still balanced the budget. And then Trump came in and fucked it all the way up. Even without COVID, you could cut this in half, and it would still be more than Obama's deficit that he was handed. At a time of peace, at a time where there were no things going on, Trump came in and just fucked up the deficit. And Biden came in and he balanced it again. Not balanced, but he reduced the deficit. He spent $4 trillion compared to Trump's $8.4 trillion. Biden spent less, and he created programs that would bring more money in. Since Trump has come into office this time again, he has exploded the deficit, and he's exploding even more with mass deportation. He is fucking up the deficit. He doesn't care. He's getting rich. He doesn't give a flying fuck.
Mass deportation, but what about the Democrats when they had mass importation, when they were having them fly in through planes at the middle of the night? I remember the reporters doing the report
Dude,
of how they were.
that was just
And how much money did that cost?
It made us
But
money.
How much money did that cost?
It made
them?
us money.
How did that make us money?
So for every
I'm not
every
understanding.
year, these undocumented migrants, and the people we flew in were completely legal, by the way. And there are countries that when it's nighttime for us, it's daytime for them. That's why it was the middle of the night sometimes. Dude, this makes no sense.
So how was it legal? How was it legal? Explain that to me.
Sure. So when a country like Haiti is experiencing giant earthquakes and economic downfall and like violence and gangs and all that stuff, people chopping off limbs and shit, we say, hey, if you apply
but they can
online,
say that they're seeking asylum because they are scared, but that doesn't necessarily, because we wasn't vetting these people. You know
yes,
that,
they
Vic.
were.
We
Yes,
wasn't
they
fully
were.
vetting these people.
Yeah, they were
That's why
vetting
we're
these people
having the problems
online.
that we're having now in this country.
You have to. So he used the CBP One app which originated under Trump, by the way. He used the CBP1 app you would have to apply, you would get a background check, we would see if you were actually eligible for asylum claims, and then we'd bring you so that you wouldn't have to swim through the ocean or walk through the desert to get here and come to our border and be handled by a CBP officer. You could just come right in after we vet you. Every single time we vet, like, we don't forget to vet.
Well, I'm a firm believer that the reason that Democrats were allowing all these Democrats or whatever, the policy was to let all these people into our country was to count them in the census for electoral college votes to stay in power forever.
That is silly. That is silly.
That is my complete understanding. And the amount of people that they let in,
they didn't just let extra people in, dude.
Would allow that to happen.
Why would they? First of all, if this were the truth, why would Abbott send all of these people from Texas to other cities? Why wouldn't he just keep them and allow them to weigh into his census? No, I know, but why wouldn't he just keep them? He could keep them and allow them to be part of his census.
They're still going to They're still going to vote blue. They'll just turn Texas red and just be counted as more congressional votes.
If they weren't demonized constantly by the right, they would vote for y'all probably. These people are.
Look, if Trump said, I'll give everybody asylum, I'll give you all green cards, you all just have to vote Republicans, then the Democrats will be like, yo, y'all get the hell up out of here.
I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. No, absolutely not. In fact, Reagan did this, and they still wouldn't vote for Republicans.
I mean, you could be right about that. That's I wouldn't know anything. I'm not.
Reagan gave mass amnesty in 1980.
Okay.
Somewhere around 1980.
Look, and it's almost like this. You have all these Muslims now that are Democrats, and the party that they are now part of is a party that represents everything that they are against. Why? I seen an interview on a Muslim guy. He said because Democrats are stupid, the Republicans are against everything that we are trying to do in America.
No, it's because Republicans are openly xenophobic towards Muslims. They are so openly and loudly saying vitriolic thing towards Muslim communities. They're talking about how they eat cats and dogs and shit. Nobody would ever vote for the party that does that.
With the Nigerians in Ohio. It was the only time that I
okay,
heard
well, we can just talk about Sharia law. Like every once in a while, we get this.
Yes.
We get this huge outburst of conservatives that are so terrified of the presence of Muslim people in America and Sharia law. And this is literally just coming from Israel, by the way. Israel wants you to hate Muslim people so that we go to war with them. That's what they want.
I don't hate Muslim people. I just understand what Sharia law is. And I've heard interviews of, a guy saying, Muslim Islam will enter every American home. Will take over and all
it's
that
bullshit,
stuff.
dude.
Like I'm completely I'm completely
it is so divisive on the right.
But
the only reason you would ever vote
you're
for
hearing it from these people.
Stop.
You're hearing it
the
from
only reason to ever
Muslim
vote
people.
for somebody that is Republican is if you're very rich or if you're just very xenophobic or racist. There is no benefit whatsoever in the economy for anybody to vote Republican ever. So yes, I would assume that yes, if your party is using divisive rhetoric to get you all scared of migrants, migrants are going to fucking vote for you.
Not my party, Pickle. Not my party. Brother.
Okay, whatever. The party you like.
I'll never vote. I'll never vote.
Why not? Are you a felon?
To get solved no matter who you vote in. We're $40 trillion in debt. We're never
Thanks
going
to
to
Trump.
pay that back. No, thanks to Democrats and Republicans. They're both part of that problem.
Absolutely not.
They both contributed to the debt.
Absolutely
they have
not.
Both contributed
Trump himself.
to that debt.
Trump by himself is responsible for 25% of that. Trump by himself.
You can't say Trump by.
Yes, I can.
100%
I can.
On that, brother.
Yes, there
you
is.
You cannot tell me that. I know better than that, man.
Yes, you can.
I know better.
Yes, you can literally just look it up.
Power 12 of the last 17 years, brother.
Yeah, and then if we go to 24, what does it come out to?
2024.
When you stop at 17 years, it's very damning, dude, because you guys also had a president before that was Republican. This is just a talking point. You were just carrying water for Idiots.
Okay, so look, because I have it pulled up, and I know I had it pulled up whenever you was explaining the national debt. And what was you looking at again
U.S.
for the
federal
national
deficit
debt?
by president.
Okay, so
I'll show you an even bigger
let me
one.
go down to
This goes back even further, dude. Republicans
yeah,
constantly
like the screen.
drain.
Your screen is way delayed. Like we're like me talking to you and me looking at you on the screen. I'm not sure how many minutes it is delayed behind,
It's probably like
but
30
there's a
seconds
big delay. So
max.
when you're yeah, so when
So
you're
if
like
you wait,
explaining it, like I can't.
all right, if you wait a few more seconds, the next thing that I have put on my screen is every single president since 1955. Republicans
Okay,
have
hold on. Let me
fucked
scroll
up
back to my
the
thing to
budget every time.
1955. Okay, 1955. It showed $274 million in debt.
Uh-huh.
In 1955, it was 274 million. So let's just get up to the billions.
And this
The
is
billion,
a
the first
chart.
billion started was basically in 1981. The Reagan tax cut. We were at $998 billion.
And
In
it's also to note
1982, it
that
was
this is
1.1 trillion. Reagan increased spending. 1983,
blew out the
job
deficit.
rates. It was 1.3 billion or 1.3 trillion. So that's only 200 billion more basically than the year before. It didn't really start going up until
That's a lot of money for back then, by the way.
1992.
It's a lot of money.
That is. I agree with you. So let's just go to where, recent, where everybody can remember. Budget surplus, the year 2000, it was 5.6 trillion. And then let's just go 10 years.
I
10
have
years
it all
after
up for
that.
you. This is a chart, and this is based on percent of GDP, by the way, which is probably a more important metric because we have to look at debt is only significant in regards to our GDP. So if we have our debt trailing behind our GDP, that's okay. But when Republicans get voted into office, they just can't help themselves. They run on nothing but tax breaks. That's the only mechanism they have at their disposal. They will only
Why
advocate
wouldn't
for
you want
tax
a tax
breaks.
break? Why wouldn't you want a tax break?
They're usually regressive, by the way. But no, when we give tax breaks to the top 1 or top 5%, it just increases the wealth gap. So poor people stay poor, rich people just get very rich and accumulate wealth.
Yeah, and it's going to keep happening. And like you said, with socialism and stuff, and I believe that we're born equal. What we do in life separates us. So like if you're not working as hard as I am, I don't feel. Look, you're talking to somebody that I got out of federal prison in 2010. I'm like a product of the crack laws from Joe Biden, where you have a minimum mandatory sentence for 5 grams of crack cocaine or more.
Can you
Like who's going
abbreviate
to have
those
the crack?
drugs if you
Who's
can,
going to
all
have?
right? Abbreviate those drugs if you
Okay,
can. Say the C word
okay.
or the C rack or something, just for the algo.
Okay, I'll just say C base, C
Yeah,
aim base.
and wasn't that Reagan?
Well, like Joe Biden was part of the crime bill, wasn't he?
The 94 crime bill, it was literally bipartisan. Literally like 90% or 95% of Congress voted for it.
Okay, but Joe Biden wrote like a major part of it.
Yeah, the violence against women
From my
part.
understanding, correct?
Yeah, the violence against women part.
Not the drug part?
No.
I do know, like Obama, he was trying to get, trying to help people that was in there first-time nonviolent offenders for
Who's the party
the 5
today
grams.
of tough on crime? Who's the party today of being tough on crime, for being unforgiving with things like shrugs, things like
I would rape, or child rapists, and sex abuse and stuff.
that
But
wouldn't be
I
the
say
Republican
that
Party.
Republicans would, but I say it would be the Republicans that would be hard on crime,
They
and I would
say
say it
that.
would be the Democrat Party that would be soft on crime.
Yeah, so that would be better, right? We have 25% of this world's population that is incarcerated. We enact far more
And I would say
laws on our
mainly
people.
soft on immigrant crime.
Yeah, but that's a
is what I
benign
would say.
crime.
because I believe, I mean, especially if you are undocumented, as I know you would like to say, or like other people to say, if you're an undocumented immigrant and you are here and you're committing a crime, you should like
That's
that should
already a
be your
thing.
deportation
We're for
deportation
deporting
ticket
people who do that.
immediately, right up out of here.
We're for punishing people who break the law, especially if you're undocumented. That's totally fine. You will get nobody who disagrees with that. But Trump has done this at a 70% rate of
But why won't they let
non-criminals.
ICE go to the jails and pick these people up?
Because they're just
Why can't we just agree
showboating.
on that part?
Because that's not all they're doing. That's not all they're doing. They're going and putting a presence in cities to terrorize these cities, and they're completely
From my
untrained.
understanding, because a blue state person will not let them go into the jails and get that person while they are already
Boo-hoo,
locked
dude.
up. So they're going.
Trump is spending
Blue,
so
whoever
fucking
is
god
running
much
the
money.
blue-
He's spending so much money to make political theater out of this, and you're buying it, dude. It's sad.
I'm not buying it. I see it in front of my face. It's obvious. It's in front of you.
He's like, look, I'm deporting all these violent criminals, but they're already arrested. They're already in prison. Like, I get it. Maybe
They're
there
already
might be a
arrested,
case
so,
to make
so
that.
why not let ICE go there and come up? Is what I'm
Because
saying.
that's not all they're doing. 70% of the people they're deporting and incarcerating have no crimes. 70%.
But the first crime that they committed was coming across the border.
Dude,
illegally.
listen, it's cost prohibitive.
that is the
It is
first crime,
damaging
Pickle.
to our country, right? For the same reason that we can't audit 100% of all taxpayers' taxes, it makes no sense for us to go and break up communities, start a police and military state to go find every person who doesn't have a fucking check mark next to the document status. It makes no sense.
But everybody said they didn't break the law when the first law that they broke was coming across the border.
A
illegally.
misdemeanor.
Pickle.
Entry without inspection.
Okay,
Ooh.
okay, but it's still breaking the law. But look, I can't go to any country I want to right now. Let's say China, for instance, the second most powerful country. I can't go there and just cross the border. And if they find me, what will happen?
Listen,
What would happen
we
if I just
spend
crossed the
more
border
than we spend just as
illegally
much
there?
as China's entire military on doing this. They're not that stupid and
Okay.
bigoted.
But if I crossed their border illegally, what would happen to me if they found me?
They'd probably deport you if they found you. But do they spend a
They would
bajillion
deport me.
dollars going
They would
hunting these
deport
people
me.
down? No, they don't. They don't spend as
How
much money as we do.
How much money? How much money would that cost them to deport me? Would I have to pay for it myself, or would they pay for it?
They would pay for it.
Okay, so if they had
So they
millions
don't
of
do it
people
at the same
like
level as
me,
we do.
who would have to pay? But they also just don't let people in.
Okay, okay. If you want to be like China, I'm stoked. I'm stoked. But you don't want to be like
No,
China, right?
No. I'm just saying though, like they also don't let that many people in, so that way they don't have to pay to.
They're
deport
in
that many
population
people.
decline.
But-
When Trump started turning away people who wanted to come to our schools, China said, "Come, come, 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 come." They started getting them.
Okay, how do these people benefit us?
In every single way. In every single way. $300 billion of GDP each year. They pay our taxes. They make our programs more solvent. They make Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security more solvent. They don't pull anything out of the system unless they go to the hospital or something.
They don't pull anything out of the system.
Literally, over the course of a United States American's life, your average cost to the federal government is $250,000. The overall cost of a undocumented citizen for the course of their whole life is a net positive of $10,000.
So you're telling me all these people that's walking across the border that really had nothing, they just come over here and they got all this money in their pocket to start off
No,
in a
they
place that costs way more than what it costs to.
yes, they come and they work, and then they rent a home, and then they buy groceries. Yes.
But how are they first renting the home in a place like this, the most expensive place in the world, one of them at least?
They work.
Way more expensive
They're
than where
80%
coming
more
from.
likely to be
But how-
entrepreneurs. They
where-
come and they mow lawns.
So
They
they're just
come and they sell
but
flowers.
they're
They come and
coming
do
over
all this
here
stuff.
But they're coming over here and they're just renting right away. They have this money in their pocket. Where is the money coming from? Because they're not coming over here.
They
with
come
it.
and they
can't
stay
even
with like a
survive where
family
they're
member
from.
or a friend, and then they go to work.
Are they working like W-2?
They get an ITIN number. The
or
IRS
are they
doesn't give
getting
a
paid
fuck.
under the table?
If the IRS does
Or are
not
they
give a
getting paid
fuck,
under
they
the
say
table?
we don't care what you do. If you pay us money, we want it.
Yeah, but a lot of these people are getting paid under the table is what I'm getting at.
Yeah, okay, but that doesn't matter either. So if you own a business and you pull cash out of the ATM and you try to give it to somebody under the table, you're paying their share of taxes immediately. You're paying more than that, in fact.
I mean, okay, so if your business made the money, yeah, they're taxing the money, but you're giving it to somebody else, so the government's not able to tax that money that you are giving them, which they
Yes,
normally
they
would
do.
if you was giving them
Yes, they do.
a paycheck.
If okay,
No, because the person's making the money into the business, that's being taxed by the money that they take in, and then they're taking out of their account with the money that's already been taxed, and they're giving it to the other person tax free.
you don't understand. I'm a bookkeeper. I can help you understand this. All right. I would take money out of an ATM. Actually, I've never done this because it's so hard to get around. It would be so costly to me. But I would go, and if I were to take money out of an ATM, say I took 10 grand out of the ATM, and I wanted to go pay my group of workers who are undocumented.
That's going to flag you. 10 grand's going to flag you.
Okay.
Let's say 9,000.
All right. Let's say it's $500. It doesn't matter. If it's $500, your accounting has to show where that $500 went. And if you can't assign it to a 1099, if you can't assign it to a W-2 or IEN or whatever, or EIN, you have to pay the full 35% tax on that. So in other words, if I was paying a W-2 employee, it would only be taxing me 12%, and the employee would be paying like another 12%. So those taxes are captured in every single scenario.
Russians. Hold on, I have a buddy. He's an American citizen. He's a white boy, and he works for these Russians in Chicago, and he doesn't have 1099, but where he doesn't have his business and all that stuff set up, they just send him his money right now through PayPal, friends and family.
Guess what? PayPal sends you a 1099. PayPal sends you a 1099 at the end of the year if you show money received.
But friends and family.
It still doesn't matter.
Taxes.
Doesn't matter. If it's over $600, boom, W-2 1099.
He ain't paying those taxes, though, bruh. I'm just being honest. Like, I ain't giving his name, but like, bruh, he's not paying no taxes on that.
Well,
he's not. So like, we can say if it's over a certain amount, they're sending it to him, friends and family, through PayPal, and he's not paying taxes on that.
Dog, if he's getting it regularly and more than once, if he's made over $600, PayPal sends you a 1099. If you choose not to pay that 1099, that's on you. The government's gonna find you one day.
Yeah. And I kind of agree with you, but I mean, I ain't gonna tell my situation, but yeah, I don't do that. You know what I mean? That's why I'm in crypto for a lot of different reasons. And you know, you say what has Trump done good, and that's one thing that I will say for sure. Not only close the border, but get Gary Gensler the fuck out of crypto.
Yeah, he's running his own crypto scams, dude.
I'm a truck driver. Like, I don't live normally. I sold my home in 2021. Got rid of all my motorcycles, my four wheelers, my jet skis, my cars. And I've been living in the truck ever since, investing every single penny into Bitcoin since 2021.
We get it. You guys are crypto bros. A lot of y'all are crypto bros. I get it, dude. I don't care. Trump has taken major advantage of the crypto market, and he is doing all of the fraud in the world.
Yeah, he has a Trump coin. I understand that.
He did a rug pull. You understand
that
he did the rug pull, right? And he enriched the fuck out of himself with a rug pull. And he also pardoned people who did similar things to the tune of like $50 million. He also
Binance dude, the Binance guy didn't do that. Like he didn't do nothing crazy. And
he came out and he donated billions of dollars into Trump's meme coin after he was pardoned, didn't he?
I don't know about
that. He did.
In all honesty,
he did.
And I'm not saying you're not right about that. It's just I don't know.
He did.
So I have to go off what you say.
He did. He did. He also pardoned the Chrisleys who were caught, who had like a $30 million fraud against them that they will never have to pay back now. He also did it to the guy who started Silk Road that was caught selling shrugs, all this stuff. Trump, the man of law and order, is pardoning the worst of the worst.
I think I think that was right though with the guy with Silk Road, just because he had an exchange and people were making illegal transactions and doing illegal stuff on it, and he
Dude,
knew about it.
he
Yes,
was
but he
caught
wasn't the one
trying
that
to
was actually
hire an
doing it.
assassin to assassinate one of his business partners.
Now I don't know about that part of it, and you could be like I say, and again, you could be right about that. I don't know about that, so I just have to take your word on that.
Ross Ulrich, yeah.
But at the end, but at the oh yeah, Ross Elbert, yeah. So whoever put that in chat, I'm not sure. I'm not looking at the chat, but you're absolutely right about that. But I thought that he was rightfully to be pardoned, and there's a lot of people in the Bitcoin community that wanted him pardoned. I do know that, and I know that was part of Trump's
Dude, he
like
knowingly
going to the
hosted a website where you
Bitcoin
can.
conference.
Dude, he knowingly hosted a website where you can
And
buy pew-pews, you can buy any kind of drug, you can buy sex,
drugs,
you can buy
all that,
all
yeah,
that's
yeah.
what do you mean that's good?
No. What I was saying was good was that I guess what you're saying, me saying that was good. I'm not saying that that's good. I'm just saying that it's good that he pardoned him because that's what everybody in crypto, especially the Bitcoin community, wanted, was for this man to be set
Okay,
free
that's
for various
disgusting.
for various reasons.
I
'Cause,
don't care.
yeah, but
That's
still,
so
I
I
mean
don't
that's
care.
that's like you're saying. No, the whole community of crypto is disgusting when you have a lot of different people across all different type of walks of life in this type of community and in this
Bro
type of
was
world, and you
selling
can't really say.
Chomos SEX videos of children, dude.
I don't know about that. I don't know. I
He what,
can't
dude?
say
That
anything
doesn't mean
about
it
that.
didn't have. Absolutely,
And,
you
and I
really
would
think
hope,
Silk Road
and I
didn't
would
have
hope
that?
for man, I would hope for the sake of our conversation and all the viewers on here that like you wouldn't just be saying that and it not be fact, Pickle. Really, sincerely. I would hope that you just wouldn't be saying it because it's like what you say with Republicans that call in. It's just stuff that you hear and stuff like that. I would really hope that you saying, making a hell of an accusation like that, that it would be buried and rooted in complete fact,
Have you ever been
and
to
that you
Silk
just
Road
wouldn't be
website
saying
when
that.
it was up? Were you ever there?
No, I have not.
I
I have
was.
not,
I
brother.
saw
I
it.
have not.
I had friends that ordered from the website. They bought shrugs. Like you can buy pew-pews without serial numbers. They had everything.
Hmm. Yeah, and I don't know. I've never been there. I seen like like the pictures and screenshots of what they were selling after the fact, but that was just like watching a quick thing on like the history of it, and that was years ago. So I honestly can't remember everything that I was seeing. And that's just what I'm saying. Like you could be right about a lot of stuff, but I'm very reasonable. I'm very fair, and it's like you could be right. I just don't know, brother, to even combat or debate you on it. I don't, and I
I
wish I could, but I don't. And that's what I'm saying. I
I
hope that
encourage you to look it up,
everything that
dude.
you're
Like some of these
saying,
things are
it is right.
unforgivable. It just shows that Trump is just he loves to surround himself with notorious felons, like notoriously bad people. The $1.7 billion he's suing the IRS over is going to go to a slush fund that is eventually going to go to one of Epstein's best friends,
But a
Steve
lot of
Bannon.
felons aren't bad people, brother. Look, the most creative, good people that I met was in prison. The most creative, artistic, just good people. They just made bad
I'm
decisions.
sure
They were
there
all
are
on my first
some
time nonviolent
felons that might
offenders.
be good people,
Yeah, there
but
are
these
some
aren't
good
the
people.
people that
Yes,
I
they
would
are.
start
Absolutely.
with. These are not the people I would start with when looking for good people.
It just depends. It just depends.
Especially
It just
people who've been
depends. But there's bad people
institutionalized.
everywhere, brother. There is bad people, and after a couple of years, you do get institutionalized. There is no escaping that. Yes, understood. And I agree with you completely on that.
Dude,
But at the same time, not all felons are bad people. I just
okay,
want to
so
really
so
just
do you agree
whip
with
that.
migrants
Not all
that not
felons are
all
bad people.
migrants who break like a
I
misdemeanor
do
level
agree with
law?
you. Yes, sir.
There you go. Then
That they
why are
may
we
not all be
making them?
bad.
Why
Yes,
are we
but
making them
come
out to
here the
be?
right way. There is a process.
Dude,
There is a
I would
process.
say that
There is a process, right?
99.99999% of these people, after crossing the border illegally, commit no crimes. Commit literally no crime. They do nothing but benefit us.
I can't agree with that fully. That they do nothing but benefit us, and that 99.9% of them or 0.1% of them
It's the
don't commit
literal
any
math.
crimes.
It's probably I could add
Like the
more nines to
caller
that and it would be more accurate
two
actually.
two two callers ago, right? We do stuff that we just don't get caught for, right? And you said, right, most people commit what, 3 felonies or something, right?
It's not an actual fact.
Throughout their
It
lifetime.
really just comes from a book. But yes, if the government really wanted to
Okay,
arrest
so
you, they could find anything on you. So for you guys to look at the most benign victimless crime to ever exist, such as crossing an imaginary line, and label these people bad people is silly.
can't label them all bad people. What I'm saying is that there is a process to go through and to complete before you come across the
Yeah,
border.
and there's a process
And
to not break
most
laws.
of
There's a
them did
process
not
to
complete that.
there are things that you should do to not be put in prison for chomos and for assassinating your friends. And Trump doesn't have any regard for that. This is very easily just a hot button issue for y'all. This is just silly. And for the rest of time, for the next hundreds and hundreds of years, people on the right will be still obsessed with immigration, with culture identity, with xenophobia and stuff, and that's all they have to offer. That's all.
But everything that you said is projection, cultural identity, identity politics. Whether she's black, first black this, first black that, you know, the same thing. But whether it's people's genitals or whether it's what they identify as, and that's where I
None
say
of our
projection is
politicians
real.
push
And
that. None of our politicians. This is also something that's taking place all across the
Biden
world.
had all these transgenders inside of
He had
the White House on
a person that was like an
okay,
assistant to the
and
Secretary of
then a
Health.
bisexual person, like you said, that should run, that like the one caller should vote for president coming up. Pete Buttigieg, like what? We want a feminine man as a president? You know
Dude,
what
he
these
is
other
he is
people
former
will do to them,
military.
bruh?
He is former military. He is Ivy League college graduated. He is the most well-spoken person. The fact that he's gay is just cherry on top. He is fantastic in every single way.
I mean, we're trying to take a man seriously that gets bent over by another man.
Like Trump?
I can't take him seriously. He puts another man's thing in his mouth, bro.
Yeah,
Come on.
again,
I cannot
you're
take him
you're
seriously.
you're just fetishizing gay people, and the fact that the people on the right have not gotten past
I'm just
this.
saying fact. There's people like me that cannot take a man like that seriously, bro.
Okay, well, that's just
that's
your
what people
downfall.
can't
That's just
understand.
you. That's
Like,
just bigotry, right?
Look, no, how is that bigotry, bro? I'm not
Because
white.
I would say that
I'm not white.
dude, bigotry just means you're adhering to ideas without reason. So like you just think that gay people might be less than or more effeminate or more submissive. But I would say that Pete Buttigieg is far more masculine and far more has a far stronger
You
spine
would
than
say
Trump.
that. Look, okay, well, you can have your opinion on the spine part, right? But being more masculine, come on, brother.
Trump,
Come on.
he's got a literal
he's taking
bitch
the position
build.
of a woman. He's in the position of a woman at nighttime.
Yeah, and so is Trump when we talk about
How
all of
can that
these
be masculine
deals.
at all?
Do you think that somebody is more or less of a man who sexualizes his daughter?
Did you see the way Trump was looking? Trump, man. Trump is a gangster, bro.
Trump is a
This
fat
shit's so
bitch.
entertaining, bro. This shit's so pickle. Is this shit not entertaining?
No,
Is it not entertaining? Are you not having fun?
no, no.
You are making money. You physically have a channel from MAGA, from hating MAGA. You get views from MAGA. You get subscribers from MAGA. You make money off
Yes, because it's so
YouTube
controversial.
from
Trump's
MAGA,
positions
bruh.
are so controversial,
From MAGA.
and he has filled y'all with so much he's filled y'all with so much misinformation that I can make a living seeming smart.
Democrats didn't fill us with misinformation.
What?
Like COVID come from a freaking bat? Like, bro, we know that
Dude,
Dr. Fauci was funding
that,
gay
hold on.
research
You're gonna
and
get
spreading
my channel banned. That is not true, by the way. That is not something you can prove. All of this has yet to be litigated. China has not allowed anybody to investigate any of this. And by the way, the entire world reacted the same way and came to the consensus that
I understand
social
your
distancing,
position with what
that
you
the
just
vaccine
said.
was
But
safe
we'll
and
never know
effective.
because wasn't
I don't
okay,
get.
but
You guys are stuck
okay,
in the
well,
conspiracy and the fallacy that Dr. Fauci had something to do with this, but the whole world could care less about that. And the reaction to taking like life-saving vaccines is different. You guys are so
look, I've
muddied
never
with
had
these.
COVID. I've never had the vaccine.
That doesn't mean anything.
But yet
Doesn't mean
here
anything.
it goes though, right? Okay, so let's talk about this because they say Trump is authoritarian.
Hmm.
Why would he want you to have your guns if he was trying to be authoritarian and like combat you in some type of way? Because he knows you're going to have the ARs to be able to fight back.
So
Why would you call
fascism
it
fascism
authoritarian?
is
Because hold on,
all he
hold
has
on,
to do
hold
is
on.
get the people with the
So
guns on his side. That's all he has to do.
so okay, so what about Joe Biden? Here it was. I've never had COVID. I've never had the shot, and yet I remember I was about
That's
to
not
lose my
science.
job. I was about to lose my job, bro, because I wouldn't go get this shot and wear a mask.
That's
Like
false.
what?
All you had to do is take a test.
Like no, bro. We were about to be mandated. I remember the mandate on
The
Biden
mandate was to
that
take
we
a
were going
test
to
or a shot, but you were paid to kick, all right? You got to call back tomorrow, all
or a
right?
shot. Yeah, I wasn't able to travel or nothing, bro.
All right. The stipulations were take a test or get the shot. And if you guys were scared through meaningless propaganda into just taking anti-parasitic medicine, that's on you, man. That's on you. And now Trump has defunded USAID, one of the biggest mechanisms to stop things like the outbreak of Ebola in Uganda. Guess what? There's huge outbreak of Ebola now. Huge. The biggest outbreak in years. Guess what? You have a 50% chance of dying if you get Ebola. MAGA, please, I beg you, don't get the vaccine. Please, don't. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Yeah, what's up, brother?
What's up? What do you like about Trump?
I'm trying to bite off the last caller. Why you hang up on him when he said that about the? I almost got fired too.
Did you refuse to
I won't say.
take vaccine?
I won't say no. I won't say no words. I won't say no words for your channel. Get taken down.
So you refuse to
So
take
my
the
job
test?
said. So my job said. I drive too. I deliver. They said we need to check in on this hotline and let us know our status.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're crossing state
if we
lines.
took the-
You could literally be the super spreader event.
No state lines. No state lines. I deliver local.
Okay, still, you're delivering to a warehouse that distributes things everywhere, right?
I'm not delivering to warehouse. I deliver to stores.
Okay, same thing. The stores that disperse things to the public, right?
Well, I'm just saying what I'm just saying is they said they wanted to check in our status, and
Yeah.
then they changed the status. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It was like traveling. I could travel. We had to take my wife's from Panama. We had to take a test to go there.
Yeah. Okay.
But didn't have to take nothing to come back in. So I mean, can I ask you a question though?
Sure.
So it's like I understand Trump's not, by far great, but it seems to me though has Democrats ever made a mistake in your book?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so you own a home, right?
No.
So I pay property tax, you pay property tax.
Yep.
And the money goes to the same government. So
Yep.
I always been my whole life against government. So, and I'm biracial too. So I seen the worst in the black community, and I seen poor white. So when has it been good? That's my question. When has it been good?
What do you mean it?
I mean, been good for. So let's just say, okay, let's say I work in the D.C. area, and I got a job at I'm a delivery man. I'm making when I started there, I was making $40,000. Can I survive with $40,000 in my surrounding area? That was when Obama was the president. It seems like we're blaming the man, and that caller was right though. You got a channel off of MAGA. Just like you, I'm not going to disagree with you. You're smart. I listen to you now. You make up points. You go back and research. But I'm just saying, when has it been good?
So we can point to
And
various
then
times in American
when I got my
history.
job at $40,000, Huh?
We can look at some various times in American history. There has yet to be a time where it's been good for everyone. We can point to where it's been generally good for the economy, but at those points in times, black people, I don't know, couldn't share a restroom or a water fountain or vote or have a fucking bank account, or women, same thing.
Right. No, but see me, I'm not like the black. I'm not like that type of where I'm blaming, because like if you want to, like, that was the Democrats though, right?
What are you talking about?
That didn't let black people drink from the water fountain.
So there was a party
So
switch.
like I get all that. Like the party switch, the whatever. You know, to me both parties suck. And you're smart. Why don't you run for something?
I don't have a very clean criminal record, and I don't trust myself to run the government the way I would like it to be run.
But you seem smart. So what you think? Would you agree that we need more people like you than that? No, because they said it can never be another party. So do you see the divide and conquer tactic though? How do you know? So when Obama and Trump were smiling at each other, how do you not know they're on the same team?
Who?
I just ask questions. I'm not
We
gonna
can just look at the legislation that each party passes. One party claws away social benefits and doesn't balance the budget and creates huge wealth divides in the country and creates huge deficits and goes to war and spends tons of money in the industrial, like, military complex. And then the other party might do some of those things to a much less smaller degree, but they balance the budget. They add to. So I think
that's what I'm saying. You're smart. You're smart, right? I understand that. But what I'm saying is, when I started my job, $40,000 in D.C., where do I live? So you got D.C. I don't know if you're familiar with the area. You got D.C., the DMV. You got Northern Virginia. I can't live there. This is Obama. This is when Obama was president. When it was supposedly good. I know your money could go far further.
So
what I'm just trying to say is, I just see it.
Obama was handed a recession.
Yeah, right. I understand housing and all that. I understand all that. But it's just, where can I, $40,000? Where can I get? It seems to me though, just looking at it a lens, it seems to be harder to live at $100,000 wage in a Democrat city or area than opposed to living in you can break it all down. I'm just telling you what I see, not who I like.
So,
like, I go to Florida, I get a house cheaper than this area. I can go to West Virginia, I can go to Pennsylvania, and $60,000, $40,000 might go a little bit further.
I think
now
it's
maybe the job is
short-sighted.
paying too. I get all that. But can you agree that you think they're on the same team sometimes, just because of his policy, her policy, his policy?
No, I don't think they're on the same team.
To me, I think they are. Like, looking at it. So, do you believe in God?
No.
You don't. If you don't believe in God, then you should believe in the conqueror. Then, so Trump won. He's the conqueror, right? Whoever wins gets to tell the story, right?
Sure, but I mean,
It's
I don't
pretty
think
much
that's
in a
always
nutshell.
good.
In a nutshell, that's where we're at. That's where we're at. In a nutshell, right?
Are you just saying that Trump's
But
going to
I
be a
just don't-
revisionist in history? Because he's already started that.
Nah, Trump is small. I get all this. It's to me, everybody's manipulation. What you gonna do for this company? Is what you gonna do for that company? Like, did Obama bail out the banks?
That was passed by the George Bush administration.
Bush administration carried on. Did that help him though bring the economy back? Did that help him? GM, Chevy, did it help him?
So, yes and no. Yes.
I mean, did it help the economy? I looked at this
Yes.
a long time ago.
Yes.
Did it not help the economy
Yes,
though?
it did. Yeah.
Okay, so Bush wasn't that bad then, right? Or was he bad? Because I believe he was bad. Because that's where all that money he was talking about.
Bush
Trump
sent us to a 20-year war for no reason.
Right, 20 for no reason. So, okay, does any president that didn't bomb a country, what president didn't bomb a country, didn't go to war?
Obama?
Which was the last one?
Biden?
Obama bombed.
Biden, I mean.
Yeah, I give you Biden. Biden, yeah, but did we give Israel weapons when Biden was president?
Yes, but we also were very stringent.
and we gave money. I work in D.C., brother. I seen all the Ukrainian flags, brother. Should we pay for any war?
Yes, I
Should we
think
send money for any bomb?
yes. Yes, when it's meaningful, when the repercussions or the ramifications of not sending those bombs is enabling a brutal dictator to have even more power, like $370 billion is literally nothing compared to what we're gonna have to pay in the future to get past Russia to use the ports they're about to take in the Black Sea.
So,
and
so
for
long
us
as
to-
it's Democrat, long as it's Democrat, it's okay. That's what you say.
No, I think that Trump has used very distasteful judgment when talking about allowing Netanyahu to do what he's been doing. Literally, the whole world disagrees with Netanyahu. Netanyahu has several warrants out for his arrest.
I do too. I voted for Trump, and I disagree with the whole war.
Yeah,
But I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat that when Trump took over. Because can you tell? You're smart. What was Biden's 4-year average with his gas?
so I'm gonna concede that it was
Triple X.
high. I'm gonna concede that it was high, but it was because of Trump and it was
It
because
was
of
high,
Russia.
and it did go down. And it did go down.
Because of
It,
Biden.
when Russia-Ukraine war, it was high. But what I'm saying is I'm not pointing the finger at Biden because I see he did keep it stagnant. I sell food. I'm in the food industry. So when COVID was here, I witnessed with my eyes food go up twice. Nobody said nothing. We were blaming COVID, right? Then Trump
Yes.
comes in. Chicken egg price go up. Then gas went up. But you forget, like my area,
Rightfully
the gas
so.
has been $5.
We can look at the actions of our
So I'm
president
just-
and our
what-
government and see what their effects are on food and stuff like this. So when Biden was president, Trump had, just before he got into office, had made a deal with OPEC to increase the price of gas. They reduced their output of oil. So they said, basically, Trump said, hey, Saudi Arabia, please stop drilling to the tune of 9.7 million barrels a day. That created the same crisis that we're looking at right now, right? Where the Strait of Hormuz is closed. We have much less oil circulating in the world. That's what Trump did twice now. So if we point at Biden and say, look at Biden's gas price, that's dishonest. And that's what Trump did. Trump has done a huge campaign to convince y'all that this was Biden's fault.
But no. It's stagnant. Meaning I was trying to say that Biden kept it, and then I know the election came, gas went down. I see it. I drive every day. Believe me, brother. I'm just what I'm trying to get with
March
you
is when it started going down. That was when the deal was over that Trump did. The day that deal was over, Trump fucking gas prices just nosedived.
So I think we having a conversation. I'm just trying to say the Democrats to me is Trump, Biden, Obama, Bush. They're all the same to me. And then you could say Clinton and Trump was friends. He gave did he not give Kamala money for a campaign?
Yeah.
He was friends.
Trump's
He was a
life
Democrat. So
depended on spreading misinformation, before his life depended on winning presidency, because he'd be in jail right now. He'd be in prison right now for the rest of his life if he didn't win presidency. So Trump said and slandered whoever he had to win presidency.
But how do you know that these other people? So I remember I listened to you a few times. You said Obama was like your third best favorite person in the world or something, like the greatest people. It's like I don't put no man on no pedestal. I will put no man on no pedestal. I don't see me all my life. I'm telling you, growing up in an urban area, from every president we don't trust, no government, and to say that I trust one than the other is crazy. I use that property tax. I use a property tax thing because we both pay property tax on a house that we already bought, and they still taxing us on it. My area, we get taxed on a bag to clean the river.
Yeah, well, we have to maintain our cities, and the whole reason property taxes are high in the first place is because, for instance, California property taxes are much
mainly
lower.
Democrat areas too.
It's not true. So
mainly Democrat areas too.
It's not true. So when we look at the effective tax rate of California versus Texas, you have a smaller tax liability if you're the bottom 2/3 of the economy than you do in Texas.
Yeah, I know. Right. No, I know Texas. Because I was looking to move and I seen y'all got, it's like the hidden tax thing or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
if I'm right. Because you're smart. You're smart, but if I move to West Virginia, they don't take all my taxes, but I got to go to the police department, pay a tax. Got to go here, pay a tax.
Yeah, and
Gotta
then you're
go
stuck
here,
in West buttfuck
everything's different.
Virginia. Then you're stuck in Virginia, who has no fucking economic opportunity whatsoever. So when things get pricier, it's because people move there.
I'm not knocking nobody's state, brother. I'm just saying that West Virginia, they got hidden tax here. But it's just like the trust that you put in the Democrats, though, is crazy to me. I don't trust nobody.
I think that they've paid a lot of money to
so
espouse anti-government.
You for big government. You're for big government. You want the government. You want so. And let me ask you another question. So, like with the COVID thing, right? If you remember when Trump first came out and he was Hitler and then Stalin and all this, and why would you take that? If Hitler came out and gave out something to take, why would you take it? It's like you're calling him Hitler.
I didn't.
His administration.
Yeah, I think that, first of all, those stimulus checks were supported bipartisanly. But when we talk about the things that Trump did, the very first thing he did, just like he did this time, was come in and give himself a giant raise with a giant tax credit. 91% of it went to the top 1%. Those are the things that Republicans do. When Democrats come in office, when Obama wrote the tax policy, 35% corporate tax, that started paying our bills, that started reducing our deficit. No Republican can run on that ever, because they've convinced people like you that all government's bad. I can point to you to a few dozen Nordic countries.
But what I'm saying is, I grew up with Obama. I voted for Obama. I grew up with Obama. So before Obama, it's always been government's been bad. There's no Republican that ever convinced me.
I think it's silly. There's a whole list of countries I can give you, Nordic countries that have much bigger forms of government, and their social mobility, their economy is better, their education levels are better.
Not with the same amount of people as America. Not with the same amount of people as America. Though.
That is silly.
You can't say Norway. You can't say Norway compared to America.
Yes, you can, dude. If America did what Norway did, it would be even more solvent.
But we can't.
We can.
Can we?
We absolutely can. Yes, we can.
Can we, brother?
Listen, I want to ask you a question. This is just testing your logic here. Think about an insurance.
So now you're Charlie Kirk now. You want to test my logic.
Think about an insurance group that only has 40 people in it, and think about the insurance rates, your cost, your premiums, right? You would have a giant premium, and the second one person in that 40-person insurance group got cancer, your insurance rates would skyrocket. Now imagine an insurance group with 4,000 people. Much more stable, right? Same thing applies to every single program they have in Nordic countries. They're far more solvent.
But you're right, brother. But with all this, you're right. Whatever you say, you're right. My logic, you say like that, I can't. All I know is if you have this amount of people, we have that much, and we got to spend it. We got the spending bills and all that. Where's the money come from? Like I said, we'll never pay off the debt. It'll take it's $1, $100. I don't know what it is. I can't even explain it, but.
We have money for bombs every time. We have money for
we do.
We
do.
But we don't have money for
we have
health insurance.
But you're right. I believe in that. But what I'm saying is the same team. The Democrats send weapons to Israel and Ukraine, and you said you're fine with that.
Yeah. What is the dollar amount? Yourself,
you're fine with
What's
that.
the dollar amount?
But I don't know.
We're talking about like $25 billion.
Are we a proxy? Are we a proxy to Ukraine fighting Russia because Putin's a bad guy?
Yes, and I think that is a noble effort every single time. And we made an agreement with him that we promised him securities, and because we made them give up their nukes.
Brother. Great conversation. I gotta go. My wife's calling.
All right, got.
Thank you.
The two sides are not the same, dude. Where's Newsom's train? It's being built. It's being built. Do you guys ever Google these things? Do politicians? Is it so easy to get y'all outraged? You just don't Google? It's being built, dude. Did Trump just pardon himself? Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Pickles.
Bub.
There you go. I think I. Thank you, buddy. Big fan of yours, by the way.
Thanks.
Voted for Trump too.
Okay. What do you like about Trump?
Well, let's say what I like about Trump. I do like the border. Obviously, the border was a big deal, running on the border, and I do like that. I think there was a little issue in 22 after Title 42 was gone. Title 8 was in place, but we maybe had a little too many people coming at one time. We probably should have just put some assets to the border and tried to maybe stop that flow a little bit. But that's in the past now. So now we just gotta, right now I believe they have passed funding, so there are more people down there and there are more assets down there. So, I mean, is it a close 100%? But remember, Biden signed an EO in 24 in June, which limited 1,200 a week coming in. So actually, that was actually the start. Yes, Biden did an EO in 24.
I don't think
Absolutely,
that EO had a number of people assigned to it.
I thought it did, but he did a great job with that. He actually did, Biden, and what that did was when Trump took over, he just enhanced the EO. So obviously Biden knew he had to take care of the border at some point. He did the EO. I mean, he did it, right?
I just think it's silly how people can be so easily swayed and politicized with the border. Literally,
well, hold on,
you guys are so blind to the actual data of the border.
Okay, well then you know what, Pickles? Maybe Biden did that EO in 24 for a different reason. Maybe because he knew he was getting killed with that in the election with Trump, so he figured let me do an EO on the border to show I'm strong on border security. Was it that, or was there really a problem? Which one was it?
So we had a major influx of people trying to come to the border, right?
No, I'm saying when he did the EO in 24, what did he do that for? Was there a
because,
problem at the
because
border?
Trump killed the Langford bill. That's why.
Oh, so and he was probably trying to win an election, right?
I mean, that's what every single bit of this border shit is for Trump to win an election. Period. End of story. There's no actual reason why we should be this stringent on the border.
I was thinking about it today. Obviously Trump he's got it's almost like he's running a mafia. He's in the mafia. He's a boss man. I mean, he kind of you get the feel, because you think about what it took in 21 to now to get to the presidency. You look what he had to go through. I don't care about the cases that were against him, but all the lawyers that he had to manipulate to get the stays, to get the cases pushed later, and to do all this and to do all that, and then to become president. It's almost a remarkable feat if you think about it.
Yeah, I think
or does it?
If we look at anything else when it comes to like actually trying to do stuff for America, he doesn't do anything.
Yeah, I don't necessarily think that's true. I think people did get a tax break in the big beautiful bill.
They did.
I think there are some people that are gonna get some. All right, well that's fine.
95% of Americans paid higher taxes last year. 95.
I really wanted to ask you what you thought. Oh, that's fine. He's doing, but you know what? Actually, if you think about it, before the war started, gas was actually trending down. It was starting to look good. This is a big gamble he made. This could cost him his legacy. This could be bad for him if he doesn't handle this the right way. I agree 100%. But what I also agree on, Iran in 2020 bombed our base. 100 members, 100 people, right? Trump said they only had headaches, right? Remember?
In retaliation of what?
I know, just to killing their leader, Soleimani. I get it.
And Trump did nothing back, right?
But listen, we cannot stop the fact that they give Hezbollah $800 million a year and Hamas $400 million a year. And what did Hamas do with that money? They did October 7th. Someone had to pay for October 7th.
Dude,
and I'm being serious.
Netanyahu
46 Americans.
Netanyahu also funneled money to Hamas. 2018, 2019. He created this mess.
I get it. But it was getting. it's almost like Iran is pushing the buttons, pushing the buttons. So, I mean, North Korea has nuclear power. We don't. But they don't do the terrorism stuff like Iran's doing. And now they're shooting their neighbors. Iran had missiled UAE and Saudi Arabia, civilian hotels.
Yeah, and a ton of our bases, like 26 of our bases, completely demolished. Trump did not want us to know about it, but they completely fucked up our presence in the Middle East. We are losing this in every sense of it. We're losing this war.
And I know what Joe Kent runs. Joe Kent ran, obviously when he resigned, he wrote the letter of no threat nuclear wise. But if you listen to him on a podcast after the fact, he said they target our bases about 150 times over the last year, 2 years, I mean. So, I mean, right there, you could probably make a case to go into Iran and do what we did to take out their military. I mean, what did we really do? We didn't unalive too many civilians. We just took care of their missiles, their navy.
What led up to that? Trump's pull out of the JCPOA completely fucked up their economy, put sanctions back on them. Their economy started to suffer, and people were dying. They couldn't get medicine. They couldn't get anything. We are literally always with our foot on their neck. That's what creates terrorist groups. And what we did recently in recent history, just these last 7 or 8 weeks, we are now radicalizing a new generation of people who we will be fighting, who we see now on U.S. Soil are killing like Muslims and stuff. We see all of this backlash because Trump has so poorly handled it.
Yeah, well, the problem is, I think, well, you know what? To me, it's a success if you believe what Hegseth, and I can't remember the general who speaks with him every morning. He's called Mad Dog something. I can't remember his name. But he says we have taken out 75% of their military capabilities, and that's with all their 31 factions. So if you believe what he says, if we took out 75%, if you believe that, if you don't, that's fine. But right there, that's a win right there, because that's years of them trying to rebuild.
Same with us. We are not equipped at all. If something pops off with Taiwan, we do not have the means or munitions or missile capability. In fact, I think Trump has already poised himself to not defend Taiwan if China were to invade. So which one's worse? Like, do we care about the Middle East and the constant bombing and terrorist threats that probably Netanyahu is mostly responsible for?
Well, I will tell you this. I got a nephew who's a big shot, and he's afraid because he works in Massachusetts for the people that make those boom booms, and they're afraid if one goes awry, they could get held liable. But what I'm trying to talk about, they are making every single day production. So if you think we're low on everything, do you really know? You have the exact numbers. Where'd you get them from? Because you don't know what we have in our little. We had $1 billion.
You just yourself just gave like a very vague.
Yeah, I know, but we have $1 billion cachet that Israel just borrows from and sends as a check, but we have it in Israel. $1 billion worth of ammo. So I don't think we're low. That's what I was trying to say. I don't think it, but
I don't know if
you think it, that's fine.
So U.S. is behind on munition production. Defense experts consistently warn that the domestic industrial base is struggling to meet demands of prolonged conflicts. Long lead times build highly advanced precision missiles like Tomahawks, JASSMs, and Patriot interceptors takes up to 4 years. So if something pops off, our little side quest in Iran is really fucking us.
Yeah, but didn't we find out now they had 4,000 range missile mileage instead of 2,500? So they're getting advanced with their ballistic missiles. So I think what we don't want is we don't want them becoming North Korea, that they're strong, they have an end. That's what we're trying to stop. Because if they get so many ballistic missiles and they build up their army and their navy, whatever they have, we won't even get a chance to do this again.
Can you imagine if we just never did anything in Iran? Can you imagine how great it would be?
Well, let me ask you a question. In 2023, who is flying freaking gliders and unaliving 1,500 people? Who does that this day and age anymore? Okay?
Netanyahu?
Yeah, well, you can say that. You can say that, but we got to put some blame on Hamas too, because they started this whole thing. They were the
Netanyahu
ones that
created
got the funding.
Hamas.
I get it, but that was a different time, and they didn't think this was going to be the outcome of Hamas.
Yeah,
Just
and
because you
now
create
just like
something,
you
that
don't
doesn't
think
mean
this is going to make the out. Like you don't think that this is going to radicalize a whole new group, a whole new generation of terrorists.
So
that
so
will
what? We
spend
do
trillions
nothing.
of dollars.
We do nothing. We let this
I
rogue
think
country just terror all the time.
Trump's biggest misstep was pulling out of the JCPOA. It was the worst decision ever. And that's your guy.
Could be, but we're where we are right now, so we just got to get this war stopped. I mean, yeah, you can say it wasn't good. Maybe if he didn't go in to be better, we'd be better off right now. I get you, but we're where we are. So what are we gonna do? Can't just sit here and complain about it every second.
I don't know, man. I think that Trump sending Jared Kushner and J.D. Vance, neither of which know fucking anything. J.D. Vance was a senator for not even fucking 2 years. He knows fucking shit. Jared Kushner's just a civilian. He's
Well,
also
who did,
Netanyahu's godson.
Well, I remember right before the war in Ukraine and Russia. Guess who was in Ukraine, or not Ukraine? It was in Europe, talking about how to stop the war. And who did he send? He said Kamala Harris, and she didn't do anything so special, did she?
She went to warn Zelensky that they're about to be invaded.
Yeah, but why couldn't they come up with a plan to stop Russia? I mean, what are you talking about?
I think Russia.
I mean, okay, under the Biden administration, who are the big negotiators that worked on helping try to get Russia and Ukraine to stop the war? Who did he send to those meetings? Let's see who he had. Who was on his bench?
Easily Biden already with like fucking decades of experience on foreign affairs committees.
Who was on his bench? Who did he send?
Biden. Who was the Secretary of State?
Biden did not. See, you don't even know. You're yelling about Steve Witkoff and Jared, and you don't even know who fucking Biden sent. Nobody.
Anthony Blinken, dude. Are you kidding me? Anthony Blinken was far more qualified.
And J.D. Vance did some. And first of all, how do you negotiate with 31 different factors? It's not as easy as you think, by the way. That's why the other country's involved, right? What country? Pakistan's involved. I mean, they just, the problem is they better be careful, Iran, because, if Trump is crazy like you guys think and he's got dementia and all this, he might just go in again and say, we're taking them out a little harder and harder in bridges and factories and water supplies. So I know they might want to somehow maybe come to an agreement.
I don't think anybody can trust an agreement made by Trump, ever.
Why is that?
Every agreement he's made has been broken. USMCA, every single trade agreement he made with the tariffs that are now illegal, broken.
You know what I was surprised to see today or yesterday? That Mark Cuban went to that White House, and I don't know, but he loves Trump's RX program. So is that a win right there? Mark Cuban is now on board. I mean, he hated Trump, and you saw what happened in the thing.
Trump's RX program.
Someone asked the question.
What are you talking about?
Well, then why is Mark Cuban kissing his ass then?
Is he?
Yeah. It was funny because they asked the reporter, why Cuban's here? You said, he didn't like you. And Trump goes, well, he made a mistake in the election, But remember, obviously that was his girl. But yeah, he met yesterday in the office.
Mark Cuban has
apparently
some
it's
very
saving
harsh,
lots of money.
Mark Cuban's making very harsh criticisms.
He met with him, yes. He met with him yesterday and kissed his ass. You can watch the video, buddy. It's fact.
You have
it's
to.
done.
When somebody's a dictator like Trump, you absolutely have to glaze him, or else he puts tariffs on all of your shit.
Mark Cuban knows Trump RX is a good plan. In conjunction with his plan, it's going to... Mark Cuban's not saying that. Mark Cuban's saying it's a very good plan. The two girls on The View today said it's a brilliant plan. Not Whoopi and the other ones, but the people that use it are saying they're good things about it. So I don't know. I mean, you have to check it out. But he was there kissing Trump's ass. It's kind of crazy, actually.
Yeah. If
Remember
you
when we
actually
said
look
Trump
closely at
does-
Trump's RX,
But you'll see our actual cost, and that we only mark it up 15%. And what makes this incredible, Mr. President, all the
Is this from
volume
yesterday in the
of all
Oval
people that
Office?
are gonna
I think
come
so.
from the site, as our volumes go up, our costs go down, which means we'll be ending up charging less to people.
so he's
over a
just
period of
basically
time.
it's free press for Cost Plus RX.
He went in there and said Trump RX is a great thing. You have to listen to it. I'm not lying here. He didn't go there to pump his own thing. He was pumping Trump
Trump's-
RX.
Okay, Trump RX
Give
is
Trump
literally
a win on this.
no. Trump didn't
Give
do
him a
shit.
win.
Like I'll give him a win on
Okay.
his EO towards psilocybin and all this other stuff. This is not a win. Trump RX is a nothing burger. It literally just relabels coupons that are taken from like the coupon websites, and it just relabels them. And somebody did a deep dive into this, and it's you can literally just go do this yourself. You can go relabel a coupon that's already offered to the public, and just put a magic code in front of it, Trump, and then just relabel it and put it on a website. That's all Trump has done.
And I'll put this out for your listeners. My daughter's having a baby, so I sent her moms.gov, and it's from the government. It says everything you can get from the government. The Trump accounts are on there, so you can register your children to at least get that $1,250. Why not? You get it for free. So moms.gov is a very good, and it says has a lot of things about mom, fertility things
Trump has
and stuff.
increased the cost of healthcare to the tunes of thousands for individuals. He has taken 12 million people off of healthcare. He's clawed back 3.4 million people off of food stamps. He gets no points for his shitty little rebranding coupon.
Yeah, he did readjust some of the social programs in the country. The problem is every president does stuff like that. So, in 2 and a half years, we'll be back to another. And we'll get another administration in, and then we'll do things different.
And
It's
they'll
all right.
fix it.
Biden did this infrastructure bill that helped. It actually didn't get everything he wanted in that, but it helped. I mean, he did a lot of good things. When he was president, I respected him. I never bashed him. Who bashes the president?
I don't believe.
I mean, maybe I joke because at the end there, it was visibly he was struggling.
Like
he was struggling
today.
at times.
Trump is
Yeah,
literally
but see.
5 times a week. We've caught him sleeping 5 times this year.
Yeah,
Trump is even
Pickles,
worse. You
here's
don't have the
dif-
same standard for Trump
Yes.
as you do for Biden.
But yes, I do. But here's the difference. When he's speaking to the public, he might be mean, he might be stupid when it comes to his mouth sometimes. But except for once in a while, he'll go off on a tangent. He's making sense what he's saying.
No, he
Biden
does
didn't
not.
have that same ability.
not
Yes,
true.
he does. Pickles.
Biden made
Come on, be
way
real.
more sense every single time.
Oh,
that he talked.
you're crazy.
Way
Come
more.
on, buddy.
No, just because your
You're
side loves
you're not
Biden,
being honest.
You're just in an ocean of propaganda of creatively
Did you
edited
see
Biden
so
clips.
what? Did you see the debate? Are you crazy?
Yeah, Biden had COVID.
What happened that night? Oh, let me tell you something. I could have COVID. I could be on a maybe a Xanax and a couple of beers or something, and I'd still be able to know where I was. The guy didn't know what planet he was on. Come on there, Pickles. Be
I'm sorry,
honest.
but when you're 80, it's different.
All right. Well, I'm 64, so I'm getting close, and I have never been that out of, and I had COVID too. And I never been out of that like you. Then why didn't these people cancel it, the dummies? That probably cost them the election right there. They should have just said, I'm not debating Trump. He's a liar. Never should have debated him.
I could have
People
all
made
of
the
the
biggest
evidence in the
mistake.
world that Trump is dumber and far less coherent than Biden, but nobody on your side would believe because they were just entrenched in an ocean of propaganda perpetuated by Trump and his administration to slander Biden. Trump said it himself. He's like, oh, I spent all of this money, I spent hundreds of millions of dollars to attacking Biden in my campaign. Do I get a refund? No,
Let me
that
ask-
was his whole
All
campaign.
right, I will say this. All right, and I don't want to hold you up for it, but I want to ask you this. I get you, but you ever just try to blame your side a little bit? And I mean this. You knew Trump had all these felonies against him, 34 everything. If you would have done the right thing and maybe did the right election, you guys screwed yourself by throwing her in the last minute. But you're blaming Trump because he won. Blame yourself because you lost.
Trump
you
won
guys
with
lost
fascist rhetoric, man. Trump won with lies.
No,
He said everything he could to stay out of prison. He lied about every single bit of it. He confused all. He radicalized my family
Yeah,
and my
I get
friends.
it. I do
You
get
guys
it.
are literally incapable of sitting next to somebody who doesn't align with you politically. No one even wants to date MAGA right now. You guys are so
You
far
know what?
gone
That's
and off
so.
the rails.
You guys, that is. I can. There's so many right creators and right young women and right older women that you can see. I mean, there's a guy that goes into Home Depots and he has you Trump or are you Trump? You support Trump or not? Support Trump or not? And he's winning on all. Every time it's 6-4, he's winning. Sometimes they'll lose one, but most of the time he has support. You're wrong.
Democrats have an 11
yes, he's
point
lost
lead
a little.
we have an 11-point lead on Republicans right now nationally.
Well, that's fine. But what are you winning right now? You have to worry about tonight. We'll see if Massey gets to stay.
He'll probably get booted, but I mean, he's a Republican, and it just goes to show how tribal the Republican Party is. You guys call everyone a rhino that is not 100% behind Trump, who just walks in lockstep with him and bashes every single thing that he says to bash and backs even all of the bad things that he does.
And you think about it, the CNN, and Trump said this too. He said it last night. I got that Eli Hop. His name is Eli Hopper. And Trump mentioned it yesterday at the press conference, that MAGA, he has 100% support of MAGA. I almost believe that. It's only 30 million people, but it's still 100%. And I actually believe it.
If you don't walk in lockstep with Trump, he will fund your opponent just like Thomas Massey. He has bought every single politician up and down the ballot to get his agenda done.
Well, let me ask you that guy Cassidy, should he like him? Should he want him to succeed? He tried to impeach him. He voted to impeach him. So he should be friendly with him? Why can't he get him out?
I think that the checks and balances of our government is great. For Trump to personally target and unseat somebody is disgusting. It's undemocratic.
What do you mean? It's Oh, they don't do it on the other side? Come on. They both do it. They lost the LA. You lost it.
Did Biden bash everybody and punish all of his political opponents that were on our side?
Biden was the most ruthless, quiet behind the scenes, but he played the game very well. Don't you think he did? He's the best there is. He's the best there is.
I think Biden was very good as a president. Yeah.
What's
up, Matt?
Yeah, and he was good as a congressman too.
Right. Hey, bud. I was going to talk about the Trump arresting, but wait a second. How is he a ruthless, incredible, politician who is amazing at political scheming and all that, but also at the same time senile and losing his mind? I'm confused.
He was great that last year. Something changed, buddy. And he
So it was just in the last. So only in the last year.
Yeah, he was coming off of COVID. It was tough times for him. We get it. I get it anyway. But at the end there,
he only had COVID in the last couple of months there. That would be July is when he got COVID.
What I'm trying to
so it wasn't even a year. So what you're saying is that you think that it was the last 4 months of his presidency?
No, we started to see that he was having trouble getting off of stages. He was trouble at the debate. We saw it, Matt.
The debate was bad. We all know.
Yeah,
we all know that but the debate was bad because he
That's
had
not
COVID.
From a cold.
We all know that. No, it's not a cold. It was COVID. Raymond,
you don't get
Raymond.
You're not coherent.
Raymond,
you're not
Raymond.
Coherent
Yes,
from COVID?
Raymond.
No.
Great. How many times have you had COVID, Raymond?
I had it once, and I didn't get like that. I can tell you.
Okay,
right
great.
now.
Yeah, because you're 64. You're not 80.
All right,
we know that it
that's
affects
fine.
people who are older. We know that it affects people older in a much harsher way. Also, the man has stage 4 cancer.
I got it. Well, Jake Tapper wrote a whole book on it, so I don't know what to tell you.
But why? Okay, so but at the same
Jake
time,
Tapper wrote
you've
a whole
held this.
book on it, buddy.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on 1 second. I want to check something with you. You've held the same energy for Donald Trump when he said insane things, right? As he's gone on in the last year, when he's fallen asleep 9 times. So you agree that Donald Trump isn't fit to be president, right?
No, I think he's tired and he dozes here and there, but he's not cognitive decline.
No, hold on, time out. He's in cognitive decline because he can't actually know where he is. He gets the names of countries wrong, and he can't say words properly. So we agree that he's in cognitive decline and shouldn't be the president, right?
You know what? It's a good point. I just didn't like the American. Well, let's put it this way. After the debate, what happened? He stepped down. So you tell me what happened.
I think Trump should have stepped down.
He was pressured to step down. Yeah.
I think Trump, after he said they're eating the cats and the dogs.
I got numbers right now.
when he
Massey's
fucking
56. Ed Growlin or Ed Growlin is 56 and Massey's 43.9. Kentucky.
so sad.
But early, only 6%. Only 6%.
If you're for releasing the Epstein files, you're out.
Yeah, well, that's let's not even go there because obviously, if when Maureen Comey was indicting Easting and Maxwell, she was the lead prosecutor. I'm sure if she would have found something on anybody, including Mr. Trump, President Clinton, or anybody, that would have been forwarded to the right people, and we would have had more cases.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, I know.
His
So,
co-conspirators were
not how
given
that works.
immunity, weren't they?
Yes, and that's not how Raymond. That's not how that works in
I
a
know.
criminal
They had to.
Raymond.
I get it. I'm
Raymond.
wrong. I'm wrong. You're right. You're
No,
right.
I'm just
I'll go
trying
on.
to hold on. I'm just trying to explain to you something really simple. It's not how it works. You can't just go, here's some political information for somebody that we're trying to prosecute. If you're a prosecutor, that undermines the prosecution. You just can't do that. That's not how criminal prosecutions work.
Yeah, but she would have had those records before they even started the trial. So the trial.
Yes, but you still can't.
Yeah, I know. You wouldn't
Raymond,
have passed any-
what you do,
the right
okay.
thing.
Allow me to help you out here. If you're doing a federal prosecution, the worst thing that you could possibly do would be to give all of your evidence out to the public or out to the press, because then it undermines your case. If you're a prosecutor, the number one thing that you're trying to do is to win your case.
Okay.
That's the only thing that they're focused on, is that
Don't
they're
be
trying to
challenged.
get the person that they're prosecuting in jail or
got you.
convicted. Okay.
I got
So
you.
if they do that, they undermine their case. So why would they put a bunch of information out there if they don't need to?
You're absolutely right.
That's
So
a
this is what
recipe
I'm
for a
trying to say.
mistrial.
I'm talking
Bingo.
before they indicted them, they have to look at all the evidence. And they would have looked and said, why are we going after Maxwell and Epstein when we can go after the king of the crop? We'll go after
That's
Clinton
not how
and
that
Trump.
works.
Oh,
That's not how
of
that
course
works.
not. I know.
I can explain why. It's because they had Epstein and they had Maxwell dead to rights because they had enough evidence. They had corroboration, and so what they had was they were ready to go on all of that. They're ready to go. With somebody like Donald Trump, because of the fact, at least from what we've seen so far, there's a lot of adjacent evidence, but there may not be something that was super direct that they could nail him on immediately. Now, in the rest of the files that haven't been released, and by the way, that's a huge percentage of the files that still haven't been released, so we actually don't know for sure. But in that huge percentage of the files that haven't been released, there could be evidence that we're not seeing that could give us that. But since they didn't have that, they started there. And again, I've said this before. I'm pretty sure I've said it to you. It's just like when they were doing RICO trials against the mafia. You don't go down against people that are lower level in the organization first. You get people to flip on the top people and you start there, and then you take them down, and then you can go down the list and try to get other people. It doesn't work the other way, because if you go the other way, the people at the top flee. They run away. They understand that you're trying to go after them, and they're able to make themselves more protected. Do you understand?
Yeah, and you know what? I will denounce Donald Trump. When I see a picture like what I see with Clinton, with a young woman apparently sitting on his lap on a private plane, when I see that for Trump and it's not one of his kids or his cousin or a family member, then he's gone in my book. But I have not seen that picture yet. But I've seen Clinton in a picture like that. Just saying.
You think Trump's going to be releasing publics to the files to the public that have that? You think he's going to do that? What do you think 50% of them look
These
like?
files have been around for 15, 20 years, so a lot of people had them, buddy. So maybe they're all covering up. Maybe it's not just Trump. Maybe it is Biden covered it up and Obama covered up because his lawyer, right-hand person, got fired just recently because she was emailing Epstein during the presidency. So maybe it's all of them. Maybe Trump is. Maybe it's all of them, right?
We got pictures of
'Cause they all
Lutnick
had
on the island. Howard Lutnick on the island.
They've
with
all had
Epstein
these files for the
in
last.
the picture.
Listen, there's ties to every president with these files. That's the problem. Maybe they're all hiding them.
And,
What can
and
right?
he won't prosecute any of them?
Because 4 years ago, I didn't hear Epstein once during Biden's administration that you wanted them released because they couldn't. They were on. Oh, that's right.
seal.
They were locked up until. Yeah, you're right.
Seal. Yeah.
I know everything's under seal.
Yeah.
But maybe they're all hiding it because I was really surprised that, and I don't remember her name, but I can look it up in 2 seconds. Obama's, and they're friends today. That was his personal lawyer, just like Todd Blanche's to President Trump, and she was talking with Epstein frequently, 30, 40 times. So, and she had to step down from Goldman Sachs, right? Mm-hmm. So if she's involved, then this goes deep, right? So who knows now?
So that's why Trump is protecting all of these people, because it all leads back to him and his friends.
But why is it Trump? I just told you Obama's right-hand girl lawyer was in these.
Yeah,
so what
did
are you talking
Obama
about?
have a
What was she
birthday
doing?
card to Epstein?
Yeah, but why was his personal lawyer so involved with Epstein? I'm asking.
I don't know. I don't know how damning that is. But if Obama went around after this and hired her back as a personal lawyer, then I have questions. But we have Howard Lutnick right now holding hands with Donald Trump, jumping for joy that these files aren't released.
Yeah, do I believe Donald Trump knew what was going on at some point? Absolutely. Did he not do anything at the right time? Maybe he didn't. Maybe he could be held for that. Maybe he should be held for not maybe saying something sooner. You could say that. But did he go with someone under 18? I believe no. You guys think yes? I think he could have any woman he wanted. I think he played within the law, 18 and above, right? That's what I think. But was he guilty of knowing something and didn't say anything sooner? Maybe.
Yeah, there's too many
And maybe
credible reports against Donald Trump that you guys dismiss. Even
You
if
ever
he
think
was
he didn't want to
prosecuted,
take?
even if he was prosecuted criminally for this, you guys still wouldn't believe it because we have a criminal
Hey,
prosecution on Trump, and you don't care.
You ever think he's trying not to take down a president, Donald, Mr. Mr.
Trump
Clinton?
has no low.
Maybe
Trump
Clinton's
has
all
no low.
well. He didn't like when they came out. He doesn't want anybody. He wants us to go to bed. I think not for just him. He has some friends on there, I'm sure. If Lutnick's on it, then he should resign. I think he should resign anyway for that.
If I were Trump, I would fire Lutnick, but that's not happening.
He should. Yeah, but you know what?
Raymond, you do realize that, Raymond, hold on. You realize that Lutnick literally the last couple of months lied about his story and had to publicly change it. Like, he lied. He's not just there. He's not just, he lied publicly about his association with Jeff and about what happened. Like, he had to come out and correct the record and admit that he took a trip to the island after going on an interview and saying, "Oh yeah, my wife and I went in there and we visited and we were like, whoa, we're real creeped out. And we never set foot back in there again." And then he had to come out and go, "Oh yeah, except for the time that I went on vacation to his private island." He was so freaked out and so got the ick from the guy that he went on vacation to his private island. Come on.
And Brett Ratner?
And you know what? I would
Ratner?
fire him. I think you're right on that one.
Brett Ratner, knowing what Trump knows about the Epstein files, knowing what Pam Bodney's probably shared with him, Brett Ratner, the director of the Melania movie, got $40 million fucking goddammit dollars to direct a movie. You know how much Lord of the Rings cost? The third one, multiple award-winning Lord of the Rings with giant hordes of ogres with makeup and CGI ahead of its time. It was $90 million. Trump paid $40 million for this Melania documentary. There was just a fucking woman with a camera.
Well, first of all, you know, the funny thing is, I watched it the other night for the first time, and I only watched it for one reason. I like to see what the Secret Service is doing and all this kind of crap. But it was a funny part about their safety. But here's the thing. billionaires are funny like this. So Bezos, Bezos bankrolled this 40 million. It made like 8 million one weekend. Big deal. Didn't make money, right? It's going to go on private. Everybody will watch it. He did to Trump a favor, But here's how billionaires are different. Reid Hoffman's on the Epstein list, and guess who he bankrolled all the way to the decision of guilty for Donald J. Trump?
Stop it,
E.
time
Jean
out, stop
Carroll.
right, nope,
Oh, yes, sirree, Bobby.
nope, no misinformation here.
Trustworthy _
Wrong.
super chatted
Wrong. Here's what.
$7.29. The military/prison industrial
Oh, he didn't
complex
bank her?
is very profitable in a
No,
police
hold
What
on.
is that?
While
I
it
was
accounts for
somebody.
only about 4% of the global population, it holds roughly 20% of the world's total prisoners.
25.
Yeah. No. Wrong,
Thank you.
Raymond. Because here's the misinformation that everyone likes to push out of this. Reid Hoffman did not bankroll E. Jean Carroll. Reid Hoffman donated to a democracy legal fund that ended up giving E. Jean Carroll some money to help. But here's the kicker. Raymond's gone. Oh, okay. Oh, bye, Raymond.
Finish the story though.
Oh, no. It's basically just that I don't have any like love necessarily for Reid Hoffman, but the idea that he like bankrolled her is absurd. She has her own money. She paid for her own legal defense. It's just this. He donated to a pro democracy legal defense aid fund, and they donated some money to her at some point. And so that's basically it. It's just people love to say that, he bankrolled her. But that's all. Raymond's he's always bad faith. Always. But dude, it's so funny. I actually just came up to say that the Trump RX thing was Mark Cuban just wanted to play nice because they're getting Cost RX out there and it's going to be part of Trump RX. And so they're going to direct some users from Trump RX to Cost RX, which is why Mark Cuban is doing it. Mark Cuban still doesn't like Donald Trump. He just wants to help get people cheaper pharmaceuticals. And so he's happy that people are going to get directed there. So anyways, that's all. I appreciate you bringing me up, friend.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure.
Always
Thank
good
you.
to see you, dude.
Yeah. Cheers. And by the way, I'm really glad that this account is on its way back up. So I'm really, really happy about that. So trying to make sure that we can get some people. If you see, I'm on my second account because last night I had to go down. So that was no fun. So dumb, stupid TikTok. Anyways, I've got to go make dinner. But if guys don't, somebody was like, make sure you're taking care of Matt. Don't worry about me. Take care of Pickles because I'll be on later and you guys can take care of me then. Right now, take care of Pickles. Get those. I think you guys get him over 200,000 and finish off that live goal and do all the good things. And I'll catch you later, friend. Okay.
Yo, thank you so much, man.
All right. Later.
All right. WWW Matt. Love Matt.
Hey.
What's up, Artie?
Hey, my screen just glitched. Yeah, I was gonna come up and add some stuff about the Trump RX. I'm friends with I'm forgetting her name at the moment.
Brenna?
But she did do a great explanation. She's elected in Congress in Virginia. Her name is
Victoria?
No, it starts with a J. Someone's gonna help me because I've been friends with her for a while. I'm just completely blanking, and it's embarrassing right now. But she did kind of an explanation of like why it's also bad. So people who are on Medicare and Medicaid also can't access it. Jess. Okay, yeah, Jess. I can share her page with you. So yeah, Jess Mother. Yeah, I've been friends with her for years. And she talked about how like on a constituent asked her why it wasn't good, and she went into multiple reasons. The fact that like people on Medicare and Medicaid can't access it because you're having to pay like fully cash out of pocket and stuff. It's just directing you to coupons. It's literally just like an extra Google step. So she did a great video on that, and I can share it with you so it kind of goes off, so you can have all those other points that I just saw today. It helps explain it a bit better. And I didn't know some of that stuff either, like the Medicare and Medicaid stuff. But yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. I can't see you. My
Yeah.
screen is just black. But Matt said all of the right things, so he took my mod job. So yeah, love ya. I'm gonna be in the comments, and I will send you her video so you can take a look at it.
All right.
But thank you.
Much
Y'all are doing
love.
great with those taps. Much love. Bye.
Bye. Chad, if you're a Trump supporter and you want to debate, hop in the box. We're also receiving phone calls on this number right here. If you're on TikTok, you can't see it, but it's right here on YouTube and Kick. You're welcome to hop on up, give me a phone call. We are one of the chiller debate platforms here on TikTok. And if you're new here, yeah, don't forget to follow. This plus sign is not, if it's still here, make sure you tap it. We go live almost every day. I am about to go out of town on Friday, so it'll be kind of intermittent for the week starting Friday. Smart because they're 1,000% cheaper. Compound pharmacies also were. I had a friend that was kind of partnering with a compound pharmacy that was real weird. They would take, so like they can take a prescription for something and like make it into a cream and like mix other stuff into it and then upcharge like a mother to insurance companies for something that costs them so little. But I'm sure they also offer some beneficial stuff too. Wow, we've already been live for 3 hours. Jeez Louise.
What's up, Pickles?
What's up, man? Are you a Trump supporter?
I am indeed a Trump supporter. I'm a dyed-in-the-wool Trump supporter. Voted for him twice, because I wasn't old enough to vote for him in 2016.
Cool. What do you like about Trump?
Well, I like the fact that he's the greatest president of all time, better than Lincoln, better than Washington, more corrupt than Nixon, and fatter than Taft.
In what metric is he the greatest president of all time?
Well, he's building the wall. He's kicking all of the piece of shit foreigners out of our great country, restoring the proper racial balance, and getting rid of all the perverts and degenerates.
Racial balance. What percent of our country is undocumented?
Too much.
So you don't know?
Too large of a percentage. Well, it's at least 50 million out of 300 million.
It
So
is absolutely not 50 million.
it is much higher. Yeah, it's probably around there because Biden let in 20 million, and then
Who
that
told
doesn't
you
count
that, man?
however many came in under
Can you
Obama.
find me a primary resource that says that? I can't find anything that says over 15. 13 is probably the most accurate.
Well, they've been saying that same number since like 1990, so it's much higher.
That's not
now.
true.
It is true.
Dude, listen, nobody besides a political hack who just reads constant garbage thinks that. Nobody.
Well, you didn't
Nobody.
hear it until I came up here, so.
So here is.
And it is true. So,
here is the.
So why have they been saying 10 million since 1990? So it's I understand that that's what it
It's not
says,
true.
but that number is not true. So
Okay, because of who proves this wrong?
it's common sense. If
No,
there
it's
was 10
not.
million in 1990, it's much more now because Biden let in 10 million pieces of undocumented
No,
third
he
world
did
trash
not.
to poison the blood of our country.
Oh my god, dude. Are you a white supremacist?
Yes.
Yeah. So right
I mean,
now,
one race has to be supreme.
yeah, that's gross.
And I want my race to be supreme.
Yeah, that's gross. So if we talk about the undocumented migrants, it's like 4% of our country. So even if all of them were gone,
It's much more than that.
it's not much more than that. That is a huge hard
Just
coat.
in Minneapolis, there's like 2 million.
No, there's not.
Yes, there are.
Man, I'm so glad I'm not a negative IQ white supremacist.
I'm not
You
negative
are-
IQ. I'm positive IQ.
Yeah. So we have numbers of people coming in, and we have numbers of people being deported. That's why that number hovers around the same. When we look at Biden's deportations, it was in the millions. It was far more than Trump.
No, it wasn't. No.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't.
No one even
There were
contests
basically no deportations under Biden, and he let in 10 million people.
Says who?
Says common sense.
There's no way. Minneapolis is 500,000 people.
No, it's a lot more than that.
Oh my god. You guys are consistently bad at math and grammar. I love it, dude.
What do you mean, you guys? Who are you?
You
who are
white
calling
supremacists.
You guys. I'm not a white supremacist. You called me that.
I asked you if you were that, and you said yes.
No, I didn't.
Are you a gaslighter too?
No. So they've been saying that 10 million number since 1990. So it has to be way more now because Biden let in 10 million pieces of undocumented trash to poison the blood of our country. So it's common sense. It has to be way more now, or else we wouldn't need mass deportations, which
No,
is
I
what's
think mass
happening now.
deportations is a rhetoric-led policy. So if Trump tells you you need
Well, we
to
need
have
mass deportations.
because Trump told you so, right?
There's too much foreign trash in our country. We need to
Like
restore the proper racial balance.
Like Trump and his
European and
kids?
Christian. That's what you need to be an American.
That's gross. So
How is
Biden
it
had a
gross? It's true.
50%.
This country was founded by European Americans, not Somali pieces of shit, not Nigerian scammers, not Indian jeets, not piece of trash Afrikaner.
Appreciate you, Melanie. Thank goodness they'll never have kids. I hope that person. I think we're like going into a day and age where your footprint on the internet is going to be inescapable. And I hope every woman that is a prospect of this man sees this stuff on the internet. And I hope it finds him and haunts him for the rest of his life. Did someone say Afrikaner? Yeah. Someone paid to kick you, dude. Someone paid to kick you. You got to come back some other time and espouse your bullshit. Hello?
Hey, I'm not a Trump supporter. I just wanted to call that dude a piece of shit. Sorry.
I appreciate it. Thank you. All right. I love you.
Boot me. Thanks.
What's up, Skippy?
What's up? How do you feel about your boy that was just up here? They got kicked. How do you feel about people like that?
He's got his opinion, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's allowed to have that opinion. I would ask you, you spend a lot of time looking at white people and their opinion. Why don't you look at some of the, black supremacists' opinion?
Can you tell me about the harm that comes out of black supremacy?
You could go down the list. I mean,
Go ahead.
most recently, I guess it would be, if you want a headline big story, it would be the kid at the high school that got stabbed.
That was not a racially motivated crime.
To say that some motivation when it comes to this type of situation, to say that there's no relevance there is just disingenuous.
If
Because
somebody
of course,
went around and their plan was to just find a random white person to unalive, and they were saying this, they had a manifesto, you'd have a point. But we don't have anything like that. We have people doing that to Muslims.
Wait, whose
No, I
case
know
did he
you-
mention? Irina Zrutska, I think. Did he mention her?
All right. Talk to your echo chamber. Do you
Wait,
want to
I want
debate
to
or
talk
not?
to you, Thomas.
I want to debate the host, Pickles.
When
But you
Kobe's
you
up
brought
here,
up
I'm
black
quiet.
people.
Yeah, when Kobe's up here,
Yeah, you
I'll be
brought up
quiet.
black people. I wanted to address you on behalf of the Black Caucus. No, on a serious note though, did you bring up Irina?
Who?
What was your example of black supremacy?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of people that believe that the black race is better than the white race. Is that not true?
How is that supremacy?
Well, you know,
Did he
there's
mute himself?
different forms of supremacy, but that's definitely one of them. Just to think that you're better. You know, you could talk about systemic supremacy, but just because we invented the toilet doesn't mean that that should count, right?
No, that doesn't matter. Like, how does that impact the material conditions of white people?
Well, I'll give you an example. So if I get into a disagreement with a black youngster, he's going to bring up race. He's going to call me a honky. He's going to tell me, you can't say the N word. You can't say the N word because you're scared to say the N word, right? And he's going to use that to get people to support him.
Wait, so a black person telling you can't say the N word is black supremacy?
Did you miss the first part when he's calling me a honky and everything else? So
I mean,
it's
you could be a
interesting.
honky, like, to be fair. Like, that could be just like a description, right? But a black person saying that you can't say the N word is considered black supremacy to you?
See what I'm saying? Like you just said that you could be a honky. That's the type of language. So basically, like this white cuck up here, he sits here and lets you come in to debate me on this.
Wait, but
And
you just sound uneducated. That's why I said that. You sound like a very uneducated person because you don't even know what supremacy is.
you're an educational supremacist.
How am I an educational supremacist?
Just rewind the tape. What you just said.
Oh, I value people who are educated on racism to talk about racism. Yeah, okay then. If that makes me an educational supremacist, then so be it. So again, how does a black person saying any of those things harm the material conditions of white people?
Well, I think at the end of the day, it's going to affect your community worse and worse and worse and worse. And so, because you think that you have the right to call me a honky, that's only a setback on your part. This white cuck in the middle, he's just trying to get bitches.
So, Pickles is just very educated on what racism is and supremacy is, right? That's why he understands that what you're saying is nonsense. Again,
No, he
Thomas,
just
you
shares your
claim that
opinion.
black supremacy exists, and I'm trying to understand how it exists, but you keep bringing up hypotheticals. So, I asked you a simple question. How does supposedly black people saying that their race is better impact the material conditions of white people?
Because we're self-sufficient, we are not affected by other races. They don't affect our livelihood. Do you understand? Because we're self-sufficient. We don't rely on any other race to move forward in life. Do you get that? Only your race, or some of your race, not everybody, but some of your race wants to use that as a crutch and as an excuse. And you sit here all day and talk white supremacy. We can say honky. We could say honky. We could say honky. How does that affect your daily life?
Okay,
It
see,
doesn't.
yeah, it's not about
You're the
not
crybabies.
relying.
You're the
Yeah,
crybabies. You're the
you just
crybabies saying
cried
that
about somebody saying you
your
can't
life
say
is
the N
affected
word.
every day. Show me how your life is
Okay,
affected
stop
every
crashing
day
out.
by it.
Listen,
Show
if you're
us.
into trauma corn, like you can go and subscribe to some shit on like
You're
Pornhub.
the one
I'm not gonna sit
crying.
here and
You're the one
explain
crying. You're the one still
oppression. No, I'm
crying.
not gonna. Okay, stop
How are
crying.
you
Stop
oppressed?
crashing
How are
out.
you
Calm
oppressed,
down.
dude? How are you
You're kind of
oppressed?
giving me anxiety with how emotional you are,
How are you
right?
oppressed?
You don't, again, if you want trauma corn, go sign up to
You've
Cornhub and
pulled
look
that
up trauma
line. That
corn.
line is stale. You already used that
Clearly the
line.
oppression
It's
of
a
black
junk
people
line.
turns you
Why are you
on,
saying it
right?
twice?
Clearly the oppression of black people turns you on, hence why you're sitting here
You're
asking me,
crying.
begging how black people are oppressed. I didn't come here for that. you came up here crying about how a hypothetical black person who doesn't exist called you a honky and said you couldn't say the N-word, and therefore you refer to that as supremacy. Are you okay?
You're the one crying. Tell us how. Tell us what. How do we hurt you
I
today?
already
What's going on
listen.
in
I
your life
understand you
today?
don't respect
You're
boundaries. I
oppressed.
feel sorry for all the
You're
women
oppressed.
around you. I already said a boundary. I don't
You're
engage
oppressed. I mean,
in.
personal insults don't affect me.
It's
You
not
don't
a
know me.
personal insult. It's just an observation. I don't
But
engage in
when you're
entertaining.
challenged, you're
I don't
silent. You're
engage in
silent. It's like you
entertaining
don't even. You're not
your
following the
trauma porn
conversation.
fetish. Okay.
So
Clearly, you
basically,
have
you
a
put this
fetish
person
about
on
trauma
that
porn.
can't
You
debate.
want to hear about black people being
He
oppressed
said it
or whatever
15
it is. Yeah,
times.
yeah. You said it 50 times as well. I have to repeat myself because you don't respect boundaries. I set a boundary once.
Where's your father? Where's your father?
My father.
Where is he?
Oh.
Cat got your tongue?
Yeah, my father is dead. He had a sickness. He died a couple of years ago. He was ill. He had kidney issues. You want to continue talking about my dead father, Thomas?
Crack?
My dead father who was in my life up until his death, who was
Crack.
married to my mother. But you wanted to throw a
Hey, Liz, you
stereotype. What
want
are
to
you going
be
to call me
childish? We
next? Are you
could
going
be
to call me a
childish.
welfare queen next? Are you going to call me a baby mama
I'm
next?
just
Even though I
ignoring you
have a
for now. I
bachelor's and
got
a
the headpiece
master's
down, so
and
I'm
am
not
in law
listening.
school?
This is all
Thomas, what are you
for
going
the
to do next?
guests.
Tell me. Yeah, why did you bring up my father?
Whatever you're saying is I'm not hearing you. Because I just turn it off at some point. You just got to turn it off.
Yeah,
and
why
say,
did you
okay.
bring up my dead father,
She's not
Thomas?
speaking. She can't. She's chimping out.
Yeah, why did you bring up my dead father?
Okay. All right.
She's chimping
What did
out
he
right
say?
now.
Oh wow.
Oh, I'm chimping out? Oh. Oh. Oh.
All right.
I told you he wanted that trauma corn. I knew it. I smelled a Yahtzee. I literally, you can sense a Yahtzee from a mile away. Yeah. But, this
sorry,
is why people like, no, you don't, listen, trust me. Trust me. Victims like him do not have any impact on me, okay? Trust me. I don't know why anybody is telling me I'm sorry. Please, he's a victim. He came up here to cry about a hypothetical black person who said that he can't say the N-word. So sorry. And that is exactly why he's a honky. I'm so sorry. That was so funny. That's exactly why he's a honky. I'm so sorry. Imagine being so pathetic that you have to use a word that like your ancestors have been using for centuries thinking is going to impact anyone. Please, actually, come on now. That like nobody say sorry to me, okay? That person does not impact me. Listen. I was kind of low-key disappointed like at his like racist remarks. Like he could have been a little bit more creative with that. I was very, very disappointed, but I'm pretty sure he has heard that before, you know. His mother's probably disappointed every time she looks in the mirror and thinks, damn, why didn't I abort his ass? So, yeah. But his parents are also very disappointed in him. But anyways, thank you very much for letting me up. I just wanted to address what he said because I don't know why he brought up black people when he's talking to a white man. Thank you, Pickle.
Anytime. Love you, Kobe.
Love you too.
What's up?
What's up? Are you a Trump supporter?
I was.
Not anymore.
Well, I'm a neo-libertarian philanthropist. You know what that is, right?
Go ahead and tell me.
Come on, bro. You don't know what a libertarian philanthropist is?
That's a new one for me. Go ahead and tell me.
How do you not know?
I don't know, man. I'm sure I can come up with a few things you don't know too. So go ahead and tell me. Exchange ideas with this debate
It's
platform.
like It's like we want to be like authoritarian, but we also don't. You know what I'm saying?
Libertarians want to be authoritarian.
Yeah.
How does that work?
No, I'm just trolling. Wait, what's your thoughts on the immigration stuff?
I think that immigration helps our economy, and I think that there's more harm caused economically and socially with Trump's rhetoric's regards to this, and it's just political theater. It's people with weak minds that are uh, susceptible to this type of rhetoric will exist till the end of time. And people who haven't evolved past the primal stage of not being able to, I don't know, cope with the fact that people are different from them, will vote, even if it's not in their best interest, based on rhetoric.
So do you think we should have open borders?
No, I think that we can enforce our borders and still figure out something other than like this disgusting mass deportation thing that is cost prohibitive, that is going to explode our deficit to the tune of like $370 billion. I think we can figure out something in between, right?
Like, what do you propose then?
Give them a pathway to citizenship. Give them a pathway with a probationary period to not commit any crimes, to show that they have been able to maintain a job or an income. We can do a million things before we get to turning into a military state and doing mass
A
incarceration.
military state? You're saying it's a military state?
Yeah, what do you call it when Trump is trying to take control of state militaries and impose those militaries?
I call it enforcing law. Enforcing law.
Yeah, I think it's very selective.
That law's
political
always
theater.
been there. That's just enforcing it.
Right. So, for instance, we have weed is federally illegal. How do you feel about us enforcing that to 100%, making sure that not a single person has any weed? How helpful would that be?
Actually, yeah, I'd say it'd be helpful.
How would it be helpful?
Well, I mean, drugs are bad. Any drug is bad.
Are you shitting my dick?
Yeah.
What about alcohol?
We had a prohibition.
What happened?
People made moonshine.
Yeah, it created a huge black market. Organized crime skyrocketed.
Yeah.
So it,
we
it
couldn't
like
enforce
made
it.
no sense for us.
I mean,
to
we
try
couldn't
to
enforce it.
right?
We couldn't enforce it.
How do you feel about enforcing tax law to 100%? How would you feel about that if we audited every single person's tax, even if it cost us more money than we collected? How would you feel about that?
Yeah, we should audit everyone, even the government. You think we should audit the government?
Yeah, sure. But what I'm saying is it gets to a point where we have to be discretionary when we come to prosecuting all of these crimes. And we have a limited amount of resources that we can put forth. And what Trump has done is he's appealed to your feelings and your xenophobic nature to do this. To
Xenophobic nature?
Yes.
What? What does that mean?
You know what xenophobia
Could you elaborate?
means?
I've heard it before, but I forgot the meaning.
It means that you're just kind of, you have an adverse reaction to people who are different from you. So people who are openly against Muslims, people who are openly against people of color, people openly against immigrants. They can paint this picture where these people are sneaky, evil, criminal people. But the truth is,
But that's just how the world used to work. That's how the world worked.
We evolve as a society, right? We mature past that.
Do you think it's working? Or do you think it's not?
If we look at the numbers, it does kind of work.
Kind of? What numbers?
Yeah. So every single metric goes up in favor of like
where? What metrics?
GDP, the solvency of all of our like social safety nets, Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security. Wages go up. Opportunity goes up. For every 500,000 people that come to our country, 44,000 U.S. Americans get jobs. Goes on and on.
But if all these people are coming from all these different places, right, and sending like, let's say, like money back to their home, don't we kind of lose our nationality as a country?
No. No, when you
You
send
don't think
money
so?
back home, it's actually positive for our economy. For the same way
Well, I mean,
when we
no, no,
buy
no. I'm saying in the
goods.
sense. I'm saying in the sense of like nationality, like we are together as Americans.
Now, I think that only fragile, like weak-minded people look at this in that dynamic. I think that I live in Dallas. There's plenty of different types of communities here. Removing 4% of the population doesn't do anything to that. That's the amount of undocumented migrants that are here. But it definitely is going to fuck up our ability to pay for schools and medical care.
How is it gonna fuck it up?
So, this is my favorite analogy. But imagine a hotspot for tourism. Have you ever watched The Ozark?
No, I've heard of it.
So the Ozark is like this giant lake, and once a year for like 3 or 4 months, the population of the Ozark just booms, and the economic activity just skyrockets. And these businesses have to hire temporary employees to handle the increase of business. Imagine the same thing with immigration, except permanent, right? So these people come, they spend money, they work, and when they're gone, there's less demand for goods. So just like those businesses have to lay off their temporary workers, we have to lay off people because there's less people purchasing goods and services.
So you're in support of like mass immigration.
Yeah. Why
You
wouldn't you
think
be?
so?
Yeah, I'm.
You think that's a good idea?
Yeah, we're in population decline. You know that, right?
We're in population decline?
Yes.
I've never heard that. I've actually never heard that. Where are you getting this?
BLS has numbers on this. So by the year 2070, we will max out at 370 million people, and by 2080, we will dip back down to 366 million. Our population will in fact start declining, and the workforce that does all of like labor, that pays bills, that makes things like Medicare and Medicaid solvent, goes away.
So like Japan. Well, do you think it's more of a culture thing? Do you think it's like a culture here?
I don't think you would be able to describe our culture here. I think the United States is a melting pot, and every few years we find a
Oh,
group of
melting pot.
conservatives that have not been able to assimilate to that.
Assimilate to our culture here?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
I'm saying backwood rednecks who talk to like 3 people at the gas station. You can convince them that America is becoming this thing it's not. Are you over 18?
I'm 19.
What's your birthday? Trump, I do have pay apps in my bio. There's a link in my bio to PayPal. Wow, that person in my guest box. Can somebody ban that person? There's Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal in my bio. If you guys are trying to support the stream, that's the best way to do it. There's also Superfans, which is $10 a month, and you get these awesome stickers to use in chat, and it helps me with like a stable income. Goodness gracious, chat. Goodness gracious. The phone line is back on, by the way. I truly do think, though, that it is conservatives who are unable to assimilate to American culture. It's not the other way around. Like, wait a minute. There's like different types of people here now. I don't like it. What am I gonna do? Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, chat. Chat. Thank you for hitting 150K likes. We are still looking for debates. If we don't get another debate here in the next like 15 minutes, we might head out. We've got some scooter videos to shoot. Where did the name Pickles come from, since no one's requesting yet? It's my dog's name. We could go get tacos. Tacos would be a fucking huge W right now, actually. Tacos would be an enormous W. Barilla tacos. It is Tuesday, isn't it? Is it? Is it Tuesday? It is? Sick. Guys, life is just kind of a blur for me. Just down here my basement. Control did his video, it's your turn. My go-to taco spot in Dallas is, it's like Aguilara Barria. And it's just a taco stand with picnic tables. And they have the best tacos. It's been a blur for me since 2016, yeah. You said that so white like, I'm sorry, y'all. Barria. Barria. Barria? Barria? Tacos Barria. This place is popping all the time though. Fuck, is it raining right now though? Flash flood warning, jeez. It is raining all week. Oh my god. The tacos I get are a mix. I think it's like they're corn shells and it's like a hard and then cheese and then a soft shell. Supposed to get 5 inches in Austin. That's huge. It's enormous. I do get quesadilla. That's what I get. I get lamb quesadilla tacos. I didn't. I need to look at it. Ashley Sinclair. I'm in Jersey and it's fucking hot. No rain. Never had lamb tacos? Oh. We do unforgivable things for tacos right now. I think it's going to stop raining in about an hour. I can probably roll out in about an hour to get some. I'm north of Dallas. The rain finally stopped here. Oh, between Austin and San Antonio? She's the former Turning Point, right? Beef tongue. I can't do tongue in tacos. I just can't. The texture and the chewiness of tongues. Can't do it. Oh, that Elon's baby. Okay, Elon's baby mama. Komodo Dallas is permanently closed. Dude, I had a roomie that worked there. Damn.
Like, there's probably a lot. Dude, I had.
Hello, are you a Trump supporter? Hello?
Nope.
That is a literal fertilized egg. It is an embryo. Hannah with the super fan. Let's go. Thank you so much, Hannah. I might be losing connection, y'all. I think the rain is fucking up my internet. What's up, bub?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit. But so I lived in Bakersfield for a while. And I'll tell you what, I would work and this guy Julian and another one, I had another guy I worked with, I can't remember his name. It was like Tito or something. Anyways, they would go and say, hey, my Mexican name was Gregorio. My name is Craig in real life. Gregorio. So they would call me Gregorio. And then, Gregorio, lonche. I'm like, just go get me some tacos. They'd come back with these like pancakes, like miniature pancake size, like 75 cents a piece. Carne asada. And they had like onions and orange slices in them, and they're so good. I would
orange
eat
slices.
those.
Ooh.
Or like orange, yeah. Or like peppers with orange, yeah. It was the craziest stuff in the world, but it was so good. And I know the taco stand, but they went and got them for me because I didn't take lunch. But they were so good. And I also came up one. Trump RX is 90% good RX. If you go look at it, you can track it by some kind of number. I don't know. This guy Jobu, I don't know if you know Jobu, but he does a whole video on. It's like an IN number of some sort, or I don't know. It's above my pay grade in technology. But you can. It's basically a good RX, and he just relabeled it like you were talking about.
Yeah.
And the third thing I wanted to say was nice new glasses.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I noticed your glasses.
These old things? Thank you.
Are they old?
No.
No, they're brand new. They're brand new. They're not orange or green, and they're larger. They're nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I like them.
All
And
right.
they have a little magnification, and it's taken some getting used to, but I like it.
Oh, yeah, so they are magnified?
Yeah.
All right. So you're getting old. You need the readers.
Yeah. I've had perfect vision up until pretty recently.
Yeah, I went until damn near 50. About 47. And then it went to shit real fast. I'll tell you what. But all right, man. I love you. I just pulled over to have that quick conversation. Now I gotta drive home. So
All right. Love you back. Be safe driving, all right?
Talk to you later. Yeah, talk to you later. Bye.
All right. This is Studio Ghibli. Is that Studio Ghibli? No. That is all, dude. That was fantastic. Chat, follow this person, piano player, dude. They're wonderful. They're wonderful. Give them some love. You said it yesterday. Yes, dude. I think those Spirited Away. Yes, I think so. Dude, awesome. Awesome. Love you, piano. Dude, awesome. Thank you so much, dude. Chat, give piano dude all the love. Guys, I think I'm gonna be getting off here soon. I am gonna hunt down a street taco in the wild with a bow and arrow and feed myself. Much love, piano player. Smoochies. He doesn't speak. Respect his boundaries. All right, y'all. I think we're gonna get off. Thank you guys for another awesome day. We peaked out at like around 500, 600 people. It's a nice new high for this account. We will get back to the point where we had, you know, the thousands of stuff. Y'all just wait. We'll get there, chat. I hope you guys have an awesome night, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Have a good night, chat. Love you. Bye. Oh, yeah. Oh, hold on. Let's raid Hector. Let's raid Hector. Let's raid Hector. Is Hector on? Is Hector? Hector is on. Hector talks. Hector talks. Give Hector all the love.
Hit that follow button in the top left corner, and I'm going to read these thank you.
Here he is. Give Hector some lovin'. Some pickles ordained lovin'. And Hector's my neighbor now. I love it. I might be gaming later. I might do that. But yeah, go give Hector a raid. I will see you guys there, chat. Love you. Catch you soon.